3, 2. Ladies and gentlemen, the champ is here.
My man.
Salute.
Salute.
Last time. L'chaim. Last time you were here, you were neither the interim nor the undisputed. Now you got it all.
I'm the double interim champ.
You got it. Why say double? You keep saying that. Double interim.
Double interim. I don't know, because
Robert Whittaker's the champ.
Yeah, he was.
You knocked him out. You're the champ.
Because when I was there, even my last fight, I feel like it's my first title defense, to be honest. Because I was waiting for something to change. I was waiting for that feeling that I had in Atlanta, but it never came. And within 3 days, I felt like I just defended the belt. Because technically, I was the champ as well. I was the champ. And if he had beat me, he would have got one of those rubies you put on this. So I'm looking for my ruby as well.
They get a ruby?
Yeah, like that's the thing. You don't get. You know how I used to get a new belt?
Yeah.
Yeah, you don't get a new belt anymore. So what they do is you send this off. This isn't actually my one. I've sent it off.
This isn't yours?
Yeah, but
you sent yours already.
I sent. You take this plaque off. This plaque on the side, and then you send it off. Then they put a ruby and send it back to you.
They put a ruby in the plaque?
Yeah. So you collect like the Infinity Stones or whatever.
Oh,
yeah. So I got the Soul Stone.
Shit. Oh.
Yeah.
Dude, I used to not like this belt. Now I like it better.
It's grown. Yeah. It took me like maybe 2 days after everyone complained about it. Then I looked at it, and when I first saw it, I think it was at the PI, and I was like, you know what? I fuck with it.
Yeah, I for a while I was like, the old one was better. And now I'm like, I don't think so anymore. I like this
nostalgia.
one.
Nostalgia.
Yeah, it gets you every time. This one's cleaner.
Yeah.
It's just like sharp.
More legible.
Yeah.
The old one, it was cool. And I still like to, I could buy one on the website, hopefully.
Yeah, but those are light.
Yeah, but just for like nostalgic purposes and just because, I've been a fan. I should have got one of those. I came at the end of it.
Colby's still walking around with one.
Man, don't get attached to these things, man. I flex with them for a little bit, because even my last after Atlanta, my coach, he was kind of worried because I was going to Nigeria, I was going to all these shows. I gotta like show it off, flex it, but he's my coach, so Eugene's like, man, don't think you're the champ yet. But I'm like, yeah, I'm the champ. But then there was a point when we moved gyms, and I just kind of put in this box with everything else, and then he kind of posted about it because he saw like, okay, the switch happened. Like, it's game time now. So same thing. I'm doing my tour right now, victory tour, walk around, do all this shit. But then, even being at the fights last weekend, I got FOMO. Because, after the fights, I see what's up, people talking about me, rah. So I'm like, man, I got to get back to the gym. So when I get back, I don't even look at this thing.
That's interesting. So you're aware that you could get too into the moment.
Yeah.
You can get too wrapped up in the fact that you won the title and maybe slack off a little.
100%.
Or maybe take yourself too seriously.
Yeah. Because a lot of people, this is their goal. They're like, I want to become the UFC champion. They get it done. And then what happens after in their next fight? They lose it. Or they lose track of what really matters. So some guys, like Kobe, for example, he's walking around with the belt. When Usman whips his ass, or if Usman whips his ass, then what's going to happen? You're going to walk around with that belt? How are you going to feel?
Well, the Colby thing is interesting, and I don't know how much Colby wants people talking about this, but I'm gonna spill it as much as I can.
Ooh.
That's an act, man. That's a strong act 100%. That he put on when they were ready to cut him. They were ready to cut. You talk to that guy in real life, he's very respectful.
Jeff's been around him. And said he's the nicest guy.
He's a nice guy, man. He's playing a pro wrestling heel, and he's got the whole world worked up.
It sells.
It sells. And here's the thing, though. This is where it's interesting. It tricks people. Because he seems like a goof. He wears this stupid fucking cheap blue suit. He wears that MAGA hat.
Does that smile.
He's got the old belt.
Yeah.
You know it's not a legit belt, right?
Yeah.
But he did win the interim title, and they took it from him for no reason. It doesn't make any sense. So there's this thing about him where people somehow or another think, like, maybe he's illegitimate. Maybe he's not real. Then he fucks Robbie Lawler up.
Yeah, he can work.
And you go, oh, Jesus, this guy doesn't get tired. He could strike. His wrestling's on point. His fucking cardio's off the chart.
Yeah.
He's tough as nails.
Yeah, I was impressed on the inside.
He's
especially when he put Robbie against the fence. He was right there, slipping and ripping.
Oh, yeah.
Some things, everyone has holes in their game. I have holes in my game. But he was really impressive. The way he was right there in his face against Robbie Lawler.
He's not an elite striker in the sense of like he's a guy who will slip and then blast someone unconscious with one shot. He's a volume guy, and he's throwing 60%, 50, 60%, just on you. That's
it, the Diaz style.
Yep, never let you rest, never let you rest. And Robbie in that fight, and Robbie's a fucking all-time great welterweight champion. I mean, he was a legit top of the food chain motherfucker, and he was looking for those openings that were never there. Yeah. He was always looking for Colby to slow down. Colby never slowed down.
He was waiting. He would see him like just waiting, and he was just like buying his time,
looking to explode.
It's like, okay, fuck.
Yep.
All right, here it is. And there's ways to do that. Like I did it against Whittaker as well. you see it. Excuse me. I always got to burp. There's times when he'll like, I'll put a clip up of this. It's like a simple one, shifting, real simple, subtle thing. You just move 2-step, 1, 2. That's it. I could see it when he'll like bounce. All right, I'm ready to go. You shift, you disrupt the pattern. Okay, reset. About to attack, you know. Even Wonder Boy did it to Luke K the past weekend. You know, whenever he was bouncing, he's gonna bounce, and then Wonder Boy shifts. So he was doing it with the offense, bounce, attack.
Yeah.
So he was it's all about rhythm. Yes. I love that.
Well, you have something that Wonder Boy has that a few other people have in that you're a specialist. In that being a specialist, and obviously you have a full game. There's no way you get to where you are without a full game. But you are an elite striker.
Thank you.
And with that's a giant advantage because on the feet you are a step ahead of everybody.
Every fight starts standing on the feet.
You see it with Whitaker because Whitaker's a great striker. He's a tough guy, but he had holes in his game that maybe he didn't even know he had.
Yeah.
But you could see.
You know what it was? I got in his head, and everyone like when I can see this kind of stuff, man. Before the fight, the press conference, when he was talking and acting all unbothered and stuff like that, and I was like, "What? He's acting out of character." He put this meme up, right? And then people thought I was affected by the meme. But all that showed me was like, you've never talked shit or poked fun at anyone you're fighting, but somehow, suddenly you're poking fun at me. That's showing your first card, showing your first hand. And a lot of things he did throughout the like backtracking and whatnot, I was like, you're showing me your hand. You're acting out of character. Even my coach said the same thing. And I said, just do what got you to the dance. Don't try and talk shit with a guy who knows how to talk shit. I know he knows how to talk shit with his friends and shit like that, but not with me, the internet kid. It's different. Don't make memes against me. I'm a meme majesty. But like, yeah. So and then when he came to the cage, you know, so you saw me when I walked up. I stomped the yard, and I entered the cage. And when he came in, I could feel it. He was like, "Let's fucking go," you know, beating his chest. The thing he did, and he took about a minute and a bit before he looked me in the eyes, and I was looking at him the whole time, and he, like a cat, you corner even a chicken. Get one of your chickens, corner it like a rooster. It's dangerous. When you corner any kind of beast, they'll attack you at any point. So I could see him pacing back and forth like a caged animal, and the whole time, like he was the hunter, he was the hunted, and I was the hunter. So I was watching him, and I could feel it, like, yo, you're not really about this, and he's trying to hype himself up. Let's fucking go, and I could just smell that. And when I went in my stance, I started whoop whoop. Like, this is something I was doing during sparring, like during my training camp. So I was just triggering this like muscle memory in my head, and I was just having fun. There's a point I looked at him, I kind of smiled like, fuck yeah, I got this. And I just knew from that point, man, I was honest. And the first round, I thought I lost the first round without the knockdown. Just like, I let him have it, but then I watched it back. I threw less strikes. I landed more. He threw more strikes and landed less. All I was doing was just, and me and Eugene talked about this, like, let the first round, the first half of the fight, let's see what he does. Just get all his attacks, make him show his hand, make him draw the attacks out of him. And I did that. And after I watched it again, I was like, yeah, without the knockdown, I still had the round.
It was a brilliant performance. And the knockdown at the end of the first round was essentially the end of the fight. Yeah. He was fucked up. There was a bad knockdown. You could see when he went back to his corner, there's a moment where you see his eyes are just not quite there.
Where am I? Like, even before the second round, he stood up, and when Kelvin rocked me, after I got rocked, my first time being rocked in the UFC, in the second round, before the second round, I was like, all right, let's go, let's step it up. He was looking at the screen. Robert was looking at the screen like, what hit me? What hit me? And I was like, hey, that's in the past. That's done. Focus on me right now. And he went, I was like, all right, then, let's go.
Yeah. When it was over, when they stopped the fight, you raised your hand. What's that feeling like, knowing that you're the undisputed champ?
It felt like just my title defense, honestly.
Really?
Atlanta was the one where they put my hand up, and I felt like, yes.
Why Atlanta? Why that? Because the fight was so hard?
Yeah, I think because of the way the fight went, the back and forth, and then me, that fifth round, like, I found out who I was after that fifth round. I found out the depths I'm willing to go. So when they put my hand up, and, you know, you're beat up and all that kind of stuff. And also, I never had a belt before, so I've never had it wrapped around my waist as I visualized it. So once that happened, boom, I felt like, yes. And also, I was like, please, judges, don't screw me over. Don't fuck me over on this, man. And I knew I had it, but, you know.
You never know.
Exactly. Bro.
Dude.
And then look at the Darren Till Gaston fight. So when they put my hand up, I was like, yes. But then this time, they put my hand up. I was like, all right, what's that? And the thing is, my brain wants to move forward because I did it in kickboxing because I was undefeated for so long. So it was always like, all right, cool, what's next? I'll watch the fight maybe once, study it. All right, what's next? But now I have to like chill, relax, look at the tape, look at what you've done, and then soak it in, smell the roses for a little bit, and then move on.
Yeah.
Because once I had my first loss, I took winning for granted because it was just a habit. I was always winning, always winning, always winning. So now I have to like, when you win, when you do something amazing, like I did in Atlanta, like I did in Melbourne, just chill, smell the roses, and then move forward.
When you entered the 5th round against Kelvin, you said, I'm ready to die.
I looked at him, and I remember, I call it Ese Diablo. He was looking at me, and he just had this like look, and he's just swinging his hands. And I said, you're not going to beat me. I'm prepared to die. And I meant that, man. I swear to God on my life, I meant that. I'm even getting goosebumps. See that?
I'm getting goosebumps too.
Like I meant that shit because I was like, look, ooh. And I signed my death warrant right there. I was like, look, if this is how I die, this is how I die. But you see me, I was trying to get him. I was trying to kill him. I knew, because for me, if I'm ready to die, I'm ready to kill. You have to be willing to give something up as well. So in that 5th round, when I was throwing those shots, I think I dropped him like 4 times or something crazy. Like even the last one, like went from heaven, hit him. I wished I didn't like follow and like roll over on him because I probably could have got him out with like 2 seconds left. But I was trying to get him out of there, man. And it's sad to say, but I was ready. If he had taken it to me and if he had done that to me and I didn't wake up, so be it. Well,
that was evident in the way you fought because you didn't, it was a close fight, but it looked like you were ahead on the judges, but you didn't take, any break at all. You threw yourself into the fire instead of being cautious, and I told that to Dana. Dana and I were talking about that fight, and he was talking about how hyped he is for Whitaker. They tried to get me to fly to Australia. I love you, bro, but I'm not doing that.
Don't do it. Even me like right now, I've canceled a lot of my trips because also, my knee, but also just FOMO, being away from the gym, like you feel it after a while, especially at this level. Like after the fight, because you can see the target on your back, people smile in your face,
Oh yeah.
And then, yeah, I know what's up. I'm not stupid. I've seen a lot of people in this game rise and fall 100% all the time. So I want to get back to doing what I do best.
Dana and I have these conversations sometimes. We get hyped up and talk on the phone, and we were talking about that fight. And I said, do you know what he said? You literally said it.
Yeah, I have it on my, as a highlight I made by myself. And then I had it in the captions, and I was like, you're going to beat me. I'm ready to die. I'm prepared to die.
I said it to Dana.
That's some movie type shit, man.
That is movie type shit, especially when you win.
Yeah, 100%.
And Dana just went, holy shit. Yeah. I said, dude, watch it. Just watch it again. He's saying it.
I mouthed it.
Yeah.
Yeah. With
it was
my
intense.
big lip.
That was a hell of a fight, man. That was a hell of a fight.
Yeah, I don't want to have much like those. But you have to get that. Because after that fight, even like probably about 2 minutes after, I was like, I can go another 2 rounds. I felt it. I was like, this is like the third wind.
Wow.
Like, oh, shit. And I'm not just saying this to like gas you up. I'm saying like, I was like, I can go another 2 rounds. And you can see it. Like, I felt fresh, man. That was my second 5-round fight. When I fought this time last year against, what's his name? July last year, Brad Tavares. 5th round, I was just having fun. I didn't even I wouldn't say I took my foot off the pedal, but I was having fun with it. And this fight, like I said, 5th round, I was ready. And I said that for the Romero fight and Whitaker fight. I said, look how he looked in the 5th round. He's got gas. Don't get me wrong. He can crack. Same thing with Romero. But Romero and him, they don't have the same kind of spice as I do. When I'm in the trenches, when it's time to go, I can go because I do it in the gym every day.
You wanted Romero for your next fight.
Look, I'm a charitable guy sometimes, man. I'm a charitable guy. He's coming off 3 out of 4 losses, 3 in a row. So I'm like,
yeah, but all of those could have been his.
Yeah, I know. But and also the people, the casuals, they think this is the guy. Well, I think Brunson was the guy. Then Gastelum was the guy. Yeah. And then Whitaker is the guy. So they think this is the guy to beat me. So I'm like, all right, this is my charity work for the year.
Well, he's an interesting fight for anybody.
Yeah, 100%.
Because he's a freak athlete. That you look up freak in the dictionary, you see a picture of Yoel Romero flying through the air, hitting Chris Weidman with a knee.
Yeah.
He's just a freak.
I remember his first fight, I saw him. He did the same thing to this bald black guy, flying knee, boom, and just kind of starched him, just ran at him. But his level, this is what rises me to the occasion. This is what challenges me, because a guy like that, like you say, he's a beast. Same thing with Robert. He's a beast.
Yep.
But there's levels to this. And if you can make that look easy, it just makes you look that like your status legendary, GOAT, all that shit.
That's what you want.
Yeah.
So you want to look
nice,
easy
but this just looks good. You know what I'm
Right.
saying? But it's all about the challenges. Taking out Robert Whittaker in the second round in his home country. You know, doing that to your Romero, maybe not in Cuba. I don't know what the situation is like there, but like in Vegas, in a big arena, T-Mobile Arena, that would be fucking dope.
Yeah.
But Dana said, you know, he's got to get a win first. The thing is, they don't know how to sell it, like, to the people. And I'm like, fuck it, let's do it anyway. And I've said, and even his manager at the fights, for whatever reason, while I was walking, was like, hey, Israel, we signed the contract. And I was like, I didn't know who it was. And he's like, hey, we signed the contract. Just tell Dana. I was like, okay. Had my drink in my hand, kept on walking. Like, cool story, bro.
We signed the contract. What the fuck does that? Dana has said there's
but he was trying
deal.
to say, you know, it's the hype. And then, like, someone might, they sent me this other video of him in the gym saying, Israel, why are you backing out? Why you backing out? You know, just tell Dana the fucking day. I'm like,
I love you.
He don't love
Israel,
me. He don't love
you.
me. He can love me all he wants. He don't love me. But I'm saying, like, I want to do the fight. I said, look, this is the guy, right? This is the guy. He's going to take me down and beat the fuck out of me. Okay. No one's been able to do that yet. So let's see if this guy can do it, or let's see if I can take him down.
Well, the thing is, too, you have to get him now.
Yeah.
Because he's 41 now, I think. 41.
Hey, he's old.
Yeah.
And that's the thing, when I beat him
years.
as well, that's what they're going to say. Oh, you know, you beat up, you know.
He's still a beast.
I keep telling people as well. When he fought Robert Whittaker, they didn't have that narrative.
No.
They
I think he beat Whittaker.
I think the second time he beat Whittaker.
Yeah, the second
he dropped him, man.
Yeah, he hurt him bad.
Badly.
And if you look at those 10-8 rules, you know, the new rules, he won.
Yeah, I agree.
If you look at, you judge it by the new judging system, he won. I thought he won, period. I just thought he won.
Yeah.
I mean, and Whittaker's a fucking animal, man. He hung in there with that guy blasting him on the chin, but he hurt him, and he hurt him bad several times. But the Paulo Costa fight.
Oh, my guy. That's my guy.
That's your boy.
My favorite friend, Living La Vida Costa. Let's go.
I felt like that fight was legit. Either one could have got that title. I think I agreed with it when Costa won. I said, okay, I could see that. But if they gave it to Romero, I would be like, well, I could see that too. You know,
I think Costa won that fight. I'll give Costa, like I say, he just stole it. Just stole it.
Yeah, I think that's the way to look at it.
And also the draw, when he dropped him in the first round, that really solidified it. And Romero was trying his best to come back, but just a step behind, in my eyes anyway.
Yeah,
but like you said, roll the dice sometimes.
What the thing is shocking about Romero is how well he takes a shot. There's a picture of Costa kicking him in the head that I put on Instagram where it looks like his soul is leaving his body. Like his eyes are rolling back in his head. That shin is wrapping around his head. His whole head is distorted.
I think it's the
and
traps.
He didn't flinch.
It's all those
it
traps.
Be, right?
Yeah, it just holds his head in place, holds his brain in place. Like the stem just doesn't move.
Well, you know, he had a pretty severe neck injury. If you look at the back of his neck, he's got a giant scar up his neck where he had his discs fused. Look at that picture.
Damn.
What in the fuck, dude?
That that sent his face into the fucking black hole of another universe. Shit.
I mean, that is full impact. That's
I don't turn the hip on that.
Yes, it's all in.
Robert did one on him as well, but this is a lot cleaner, a lot nicer.
God damn. I mean, he's taking giant shots. I think Brunson hit him with a high head kick as well, wrapped around the neck. Nothing. I think his neck is like one solid piece. Yeah. It just goes right. I don't know what the fuck they did in Cuba to his neck when they did that operation on it, but he's all fused up and he walk kind of stiff.
Does he?
You know,
I've seen him around. He's especially when he's not cutting weight. Like he's tight. He's heavy boy.
He's huge.
But he can move for 43.
Oh my God.
Can move.
He's real flexible.
I've seen.
Very flexible.
I've seen him doing the splits when he was doing that dance on one clip.
That Cuban Olympic program is no joke. Yeah. I mean, when he described it, he came on with Joey Diaz. Yeah. And did you watch that one? I
saw bits of it. Yeah, bits of it.
It was amazing because Joey was translating from Cuban to English, and they were talking about the program. Like they just train them, and they put them in this situation where if you win, you get more food, and you get a better place to stay. And if you lose, you get 2 meals a day. If you lose, you get 3 meals a day if you win. And these guys they're competing against the best in the world.
Yeah.
And it's just every day is battle. You know, he's like, everybody I'm with wants to kill me. And you become a machine. You become a machine. It's just like, you know, and you see the dude. First of all, when you're sitting across from him, you're like, okay, with you, I know you're heavier than 185 pounds, but it's feasible. No. What do you like? What do you walk around at? Like 200?
Right now, I guess 203.
Yeah,
right
that's feasible. Yoel looks like
America,
he's
man. America, you got to realize, man.
The food.
Oh my God! Like I forget every time. You got to order small. Because you order nachos like large, they come in a platter.
Yeah, people like to get fat over here. We like everything
Luckily,
big.
Metabolism for me is
You're lucky, yeah. We like everything big over here. Everything outrageous. Yeah, this is an outrageous country.
Exhibit A.
Yeah, Exhibit A, the blowtorch. Well, you were saying even drinks. They pour bigger drinks over here.
Yeah, like I'm surprised. Like I think it's part of the culture as well. Like you order, you say a double, they're like, no, it comes in a double. I'm like, oh. Double, and then literally you have to ask for more Coke or more Fanta
just
or whatever.
Water it down. Yeah,
the ice helps though, man.
Do you like New Zealand? You enjoy
I love New
living
Zealand,
there?
man. Like there was a time from I think it was going into the New Year's of 2011. I was driving down from Auckland to Wanganui, and I was just going through by myself in my old car, Chewy, rapping, singing, just having fun, and I was just looking at the landscape, and that was the moment I decided that this is where I'm going to stay. This is the country I'm going to live in, because I always had this idea that I'm going to go to Canada or America eventually, but also because my gym's over there, my team's over there, Eugene's over there, my family, I've made friends there, I've grown up there, it's my other country, you know, so I love it over there. I love the vibe as well. It's a beautiful country. You haven't been yet?
I haven't been. I want to go.
I saw Chad Mendes went through and got a big red. Yeah, you go out there, you can catch something, man. Like that's like a 13-pointer I counted before. Oh, yeah, you can get some shit.
Yeah, they have giant stags over there.
I just imagine like that with something that's 800 pounds behind it.
Yeah.
Or what is that, 1,000 pounds, something crazy.
Yeah, that one that I have out in the front was over 1,000 pounds.
Shit.
The one when you walk in. Yeah. It was huge.
And I've seen some next to cars as well on YouTube. You just kind of just get some perspective.
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck
have
all
you
that.
eaten any of that?
See, I told you the story. This maid. What was the place? Costco. I asked her, because I was going to go to Utah. Not Utah. I was going to go to Alex Volkanovski's fight. So I asked her, where can I go get a chili bin? And I went to Costco while they were cleaning out the Airbnb. And I also had some Nigerian food I ordered as well from Texas. So when I got back, raxed everything. And I was like, fuck. And then you text me how to cook it and everything. And my coach, Eugene, because I really wanted to, she's a hunter, avid hunter. Like after fights, first place he goes in the bush because he wants to get away from all this. So I was like, I got to share this with him. And then, yeah, they raxed it, man. I'm sure they kept it. They threw it in the bin. I'm sure they kept it, but I hope they enjoyed it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but I got to try some elk one day. Definitely, I will.
Anytime, man.
Yeah.
Anytime you're around here. We want to set up a kitchen in here, in the studio.
This is like the new fantasy factory, you know? Like, actually, you walk around and I'm like, man, I need one of these.
You do need one of these.
Yeah.
Yeah. You have a gym, and right next to the gym, a fun house.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know? It's good to have everything where you can do it all in one place, too. Because I just don't have any time.
Yeah, so you need everything right there.
Yeah, it helps. I can come in here 2 hours before a show, get a full workout in, shower, everything, even sauna. Boom, nice. You know, get it all done in one spot.
Yeah, if you got a kitchen, definitely, I could have made me a sandwich or something.
Yeah, man. Well, we got a little baby kitchen, but we got to set up a grill in here. What I was getting about New Zealand is the beauty, man. Yeah. Like, there's something I think that, like, when people think about places and places to live, you know, you think, oh, it's convenient. This is an easy commute. This is, you know, it's a nice apartment or it's a nice house, whatever it is. But there's something about natural beauty, and it doesn't really get much more beautiful than New Zealand.
In the South Island as well. Like the North Island's cool. There's some spots. There's a lot of places. Like for me, I travel all around the world, but whenever like I fly in and I see the Sky Tower, and you can see the landscape of the place, it's beautiful. And I feel like Marshall when he sees the hills and he's about to go for a hike. I'm just like, yes, almost home. But like, it's such a beautiful place. And when Queenstown, the South Island, the snow there. I haven't been, but I've seen everyone posting about it. But one day I'm gonna go.
There's snow in New Zealand?
Fuck yeah.
Oh yeah?
Yeah, Mount Ruapehu, that's where I've been snowboarding years ago.
Wow.
South Island I've been to years ago when I was younger, like 12. But definitely, as an adult, I gotta go. It's different when you go with your parents and when you go in as an adult. So I gotta go out there, man. It's fucking beautiful. It's
a crazy place when it comes to wildlife because they brought it all from Europe.
Yeah, they did. Even like, I'm surprised. In Auckland, there's an island called Waiheke Island. It's probably about a 20-minute ferry ride from the city, and there's wallabies on there. I had no idea, and apparently they're invasive species because the guy brought them from Australia, but then luckily they're kept on the island now. But I've heard like rumors now they've kind of found their way because, you know, some crazy fuck decided, I'm gonna keep this.
Of course.
And then they found their way to like Rotorua, the redwoods, and all that kind of shit.
It's always some crazy fuck that wants a pet.
I know.
Florida's got a giant problem with that.
Yeah, with what is it, anacondas?
Pythons, anacondas.
What do you call it? What's that guy, Tarzan guy? He catches them all the time. iguanas as well. There's a lot of them, and they're killing them now. They're trying they're culling them.
They give you money if you kill iguanas.
Really?
Yeah, because they're digging under houses.
Oh,
they dig tunnels under houses. The base foundations collapse.
Shit.
Yeah,
I didn't even know they dig. I thought they were just in trees.
I thought so too.
Yeah, you learn something new every day.
They dig. They have so many pythons there. They said there's no more rabbits. There's no more marsh hares, raccoons, deer. Everything's gone. All pythons. Pythons are eating alligators.
Yeah. Oh yeah, I've seen. Like see them and they burst out. Like see their legs sticking out and shit like that.
They even found Nile crocodiles in the Everglades.
Really?
Some asshole brought a Nile crocodile.
Yeah.
They have a kill on sight warning.
Isn't it like it was it Texas? They have more tigers.
Yep.
Or lions.
Yeah, that was my Netflix special.
Yeah,
there's more tigers in Texas than all of the wild of the world.
Crazy.
Yeah.
Rich fucks.
Texas. Texas is so crazy. Yeah. Do you spend much time out there?
I've been there. When I first went there was when I first met you, UFC 192, DC Gustafson. Yeah, I was there. It was a good time. I just ate. That's all I did there, just eat and hang out. Yeah.
Barbecue.
See, Dan was cutting weight. This is when he was at featherweight. And he was he fucking
I don't know
had
how
me.
the fuck that guy ever made featherweight.
Bro, I asked him, how you feeling? He's like, I feel great. I'm like, yeah, you feel great. I was hooked. I was a mark. Then afterwards, he's like, nah, I got up to lightweight. And you see him at lightweight now.
Much
motherfucker.
better.
Bro, I'm telling you, he's the one.
He could be.
But I've seen some things, man.
He's a tough guy.
I've had him on my back for 4 minutes. Of a 5-minute round sparring, and he's hard to get off, and he's good. Like, some people in the gym, they shine, and some people under the bright lights, they shine. Some people can do both, and I'm telling you, yeah, he's the one. Like, people don't know yet. There's some things he hasn't shown of his game that I'm sure that, like, so I was in the room when DC and John Anik were doing like the fighter what do you call it? Interview. So I did my one first, and then they did Dan, and Dan was telling me, like, John asked about the champ, so how would you beat Khabib? And he said he just saw DC go. Like lean in, like what? And then he had to kind of just say some bullshit, whatever. But yeah, like I know, because even like DC asked me to help him train for the Jones fight, the second one, and I turned it down because they had Rockhold in their camp. And I wasn't in the UFC at the time, but I knew I don't want to give them anything.
Right.
I don't want to give them anything. I don't want them to say, oh, he came to our camp like I did with Black Zillions. And then they say, oh, we see holes in this game, right, which is all bullshit. But yeah, you
just don't want the chat.
I don't want anything. I want nothing. I don't want to give them nothing.
Yeah.
Yeah, because I always knew this was coming. So I was like, okay, plan it, plot your way.
Well, you and I talked on Instagram years
2014.
ago. Yeah.
Yeah.
And we were talking, I was like, when am I going to see you, bro?
Yeah. But hey, I said, give me my time. Let me work.
Yeah.
And I've been working, man. I've been working.
Well, I pay attention. I pay attention to dudes who shine.
Thank you, sir.
Outside. I know guys who are coming. I know guys who are coming up. And I knew you had been thinking about MMA. And I'd been a fan of you as a kickboxer.
Yeah. No, I've been working about it.
Well, I'm always fascinated by elite specialists that make their way into MMA, because I'm always like, well, how's this going to translate? I think that it seems harder. It seems harder for a lot of grapplers who don't have a background in striking. I mean, I think grappling can be the most important thing in MMA, because if you can't stop a guy from taking you down, you're going to lose. But you have to start every fight on your feet. And when you see a guy who doesn't have good striking fight a guy who has elite striking, like a good example this past weekend was Kevin Lee versus Gregor Gillespie.
Yeah.
Gregor Gillespie is a fucking fantastic wrestler, elite wrestler, and Kevin Lee's a better striker. And you see that every fight, and Kevin Lee has a wrestling background too, so it's no picnic taking that guy down. But you see when a guy's a better striker, has more weapons, and then Gregor gets high kicked.
It's a different kind of feel. And also one thing Eugene and Andre, my wrestling coach, that alluded to is people forget the takedowns, the wrestling starts way before the clinch. Starts way before you get taken down or way before you engage. It's all about positioning, foot positioning. It's all about distance control. So once you have that and you understand the principles of that, your wrestling becomes easy. Like I don't know if it's the highest takedown defense percentage in the UFC's middleweight division.
Good.
It's high, but... And the only time was in my second fight when the guy in the third round, I didn't break the grip and he sucked my leg in immediately after, because I normally room with Andre. He just kind of told me what to do. I was like, okay. Ever since that, in training, no one ever gets that on me, or rarely gets that on me. So I'm always improving, man. Like I said, even right now, FOMO, I feel like fear of missing out. because I see everyone training at the gym.
FOMO.
Oh, fear of missing out. That's it's an acronym.
Yeah,
that's what the kids are saying.
I know the kids say it, but I never bothered looking at what it means.
It's fear of missing out. So like I see like on the group chat what the team's doing, and I see them working the 10 a.m. squad. Shout out to the 10 a.m. squad. Where they at? And
you start feeling it. Like, I gotta get back there.
Yeah, 100%. And especially like. Just the young guys coming up, I see it, and I'm not stupid, man. I know that the target's on my back. It's easy to get this, but it's hard to keep it. So, I want to make sure I want to do what Demetrius did. I want to do what Silva did. I want to be one of those guys who just racks it up, get all the infinity stones,
all the gems. Now, what happens if they overrun the outside of this thing with gems?
Give me a new belt.
Give me a new belt.
Yeah,
they used to give you a new belt every time.
I know. I'll stop putting these ones, all the gems on these bits.
Guys like Stipe has a shitload of belts.
Yeah,
like,
it would have been cool. I was looking forward to that.
Time?
I might. I'm sure I can buy some of them.
Talk to somebody. Yeah. It's what'd you think about the BMF belt? Yeah, it's a touchy subject, right?
I felt like I like the idea. The fact that Nate Diaz, he ain't no West Coast gangster. And then from Miami. Whatever. They should have kept that between them. The company didn't have to get involved. They didn't have to get involved to like try and solidify this. But what it was they needed a title for the MSG card because Colby and Usman and whatnot shit happened. But look at this. Miesha Tate versus Holly Holm was the co-main event as a title fight for Diaz. McGregor won.
Right.
So that fight itself would have been fine without the belt, without the Rock, without all that kind of stuff. But it happened. And it's cool. What's going to happen now? Is he going to defend it? Because even the ego in me is like, what are you doing? What are you doing, Masvidal? But I mean, there's no point. Because are they going to defend the belt? Are they going to?
I don't know.
Yeah.
Well, I feel like Masvidal's championship caliber.
I might put some fucking spinners on this now and then do like John Cena and call this the freestyle belt.
I see what you're saying, but. I feel like Masvidal is world championship.
Fuck yeah, 100%.
100%.
I've been a fan of that guy since way back.
Me too.
And everyone's just finding out now. All these guys, Street Jesus. I'm like, well, I'm not a hipster. Like, I knew him before he was cool, man. I don't want to be that guy. But I like his resurrection. I like the fact that he rebranded himself because you have to do that. I see it in movies. I see actors do it, entertainment. You rebrand yourself, new package, and then boom. And also,
do you know what happened with him?
He said he went away.
He did this reality show in South America.
I haven't watched it, but he said he went away and had time to himself. Smart man.
Yeah. Well, what happened was he was on this reality show, and Dan Lambert said it was terrible experience. He's by himself all day, no phone. He had to go into the village to get food. There's no fucking food. Like,
where was the island?
I forget. Somewhere in South America. Okay. But the experience was several months, and it was a disaster. And he didn't like it at all. And then it forced him to think about where he's at, where he could be. And one of the things he was saying is like all these split decisions, and he was thinking like, why did it go that way instead of the other way? Like, why did I lose that fight instead of win it? Because there was a lot of them that are really close. Yeah. And he was thinking, maybe I could just have done a little bit more and won that fight. And then he said, why am I thinking like a fucking peasant? He goes, why didn't I just knock that motherfucker out? And so that shift in his mentality changed. And then all of a sudden he murks Donald Cerrone, murks Darren Till, murks Ben Askren, beats the fuck out of Nate Diaz. Like, he's a different person now. Yeah. And now he's what he could have been. Yeah. He is potential realized. Like, he's
like a rebirth.
He's at 100%. He's at 100% right now.
Like, I'm liking what he's doing, man.
You get in the cage with that guy.
He's even thinking about boxing with Canelo.
Yes.
My man crazy.
Yes. It was interesting.
Fucking cajones, man. Cajones.
He's got them all. I mean, his thought is like, hey, man, I can do more than Conor McGregor did, and I'm not going to fade. Yeah. Yeah.
No, he can. And I think, because I watched the fight again, it's different when you watch it live. When I was watching it live, I saw Diaz coming back, and he was in the third round, and I was swinging towards Diaz like, oh, maybe he won that round. But I watched it back, and I'm like, nah, he had all three.
Yeah, he had all
and
three.
Diaz was, like I said, he was coming back, but on the scorecards, yeah, I think he already had it.
In a couple of those rounds, you could make an argument for 10-8s. I mean, he beat the fuck out of Diaz in that first round.
I think he hit him in the gut, and Diaz, tactical move, move, just dropped down. Just dropped down. So he's like, all right, come in my guard, because he probably got hurt to the body.
Yeah.
I heard one of them. It was nasty, man.
100%. That right body kick.
Pah! It slipped because Diaz tried to block it on, and he just went right underneath.
Yep.
And the thing I hate as well in sparring is when you kick the elbow. You ever tried that? Sucks.
Yeah, I broke my foot doing that. Everybody has.
Yeah. Fuck my foot. I cracked it doing that as well.
The tip of the elbow is so hard, and the top of your foot is so soft.
It takes a real skill. Like Darren Till has it as well, where they can sneak it underneath. There's a different angle. Eugene taught me how to do it. So, yeah, I love it. It's one of my moves. I hit Tavares with it as well before I swept him. Yeah, you have to learn how to sweep just right underneath. You
got your eye on Till? Now it's Till now. Yeah, 185 pounds.
You know, like
interesting guy.
I saw him last year on the press conference leading up to the Brunson fight. And I even said, look, I can't wait till we do it, man. I know one day we'll clash. And it's just because of the styles.
Yes.
Like styles make fights.
Yeah.
You know, and he's got a style that I like. Very basic, but when I say basic, I don't mean that with disrespect.
Negative, right.
I say he's got strong basics. He's a southpaw. He's a nice straight left, nice body kick, curves the left. He knows how to change it up, and in the clinch as well when he gets close. I like what he did with Gastelum.
Yeah,
he played the distance game well. You know, I learned it in the third round. I kind of learned it in the fight, but Gastelum was doing something to get close.
What happened in the third round?
In the third round, I knew where his. Like, right after the fight, me and Eugene watched the fight. We're like, fuck, that's what he did. That's how we got so close. And we knew already, but it was hard to call it in the fight because we were too focused on other things. But I think automatically through muscle memory, I was able to take that distance away from him in the fight from the third round. But for the first round and some of the second round, he was able to use, it's a little hop step. Everyone knows it now. It's a little hop step. He'd jab me, put it in my face. It's like a little do-doof.
So you're calculating his movement.
Yeah, I'm not doing it this way. I'm doing it internally. It's muscle memory.
Yeah, right.
Memory.
It's your memory of fights and sparring and knowing what you can do versus knowing what you see him doing.
Yeah, and just like it's like a dance. So he comes this way.
That's super hard to explain to people.
They don't understand.
While you look at a guy and you're like, listen to me, that guy's gonna fuck that guy up, and people go, what are you talking about? I'm like, listen to me, that guy's gonna when Anderson Silva first fought Chris Lieben. Yeah. I remember the odds were like real close, and I pulled a friend of mine aside. I said, bet the house, bet the house on Anderson. He goes, are you serious? I go, bet the house. I go, bet the house. Yeah. I go, this guy's an assassin. This is a different thing. You're seeing a different thing. I'm telling you. This is one of the rare, the fucking sky has to fall for him to lose.
No one knew. That's the thing. No one knew who he was until that happened.
But I'd watch all those Cage Warriors fight when he was standing in front of Jorge Rivera and letting him punch him in the face.
He's just rolling with it, man. Just rolling with it. He did it to me as well. People don't understand this. Like, and they said, fucking casuals. They said, I like it. And a lot of experts as well have casual brains because they're like, Israel has no knockout power because he hit Henderson Silva in the face clean. I'm like, you don't understand this. Anderson is playing the game where me and him are playing this game. So when I hit him, I didn't hit him clean. I'm not trying to hit him where he is. I'm trying to hit him where he's going to be. But then he knows that as well. So he'd anticipate that and then pause. The distance is just right, so it just nicks him. There's a time I kicked him in the face and I slowed it down on my Instagram. It just went and just like my toe, literally. You see my toes, they're ugly as fuck. Like it just nicked the top lip. And I went, here's gloves, because I felt it. Yeah. I felt my toe nick, and he goes, and we're playing this game. But like literally, I was trying to hit him where he's going to be. But then he'd pause, and then the punch would just, so it looked cool. Yeah. It looked like, but I was like, I didn't hit him clean.
Right.
We're playing this game, and people don't understand. People who've never fought, they don't understand that game you're playing. Yeah, it was beautiful, man. I love that fight. And people
I love that fight too.
It was boring. I was like, fuck, that was iconic, man. I wish he had left after that fight, man, because I wanted to be the one.
The people are silly. People are silly. That was a great fight.
Yeah.
But it's just people that don't have an appreciation for movement and like what it takes. What it takes.
Most people don't know shit about MMA.
No, most people don't know shit about everything.
Exactly.
Yeah, I mean, there's a lot of people out there that are experts, air quotes, that don't know shit about what they're talking about. Yeah. The thing about Anderson and you is, goddamn, I would have loved to see that fight when Anderson was 10 years younger and you are at where you're at right now.
I'll tell you how it goes.
How's it go?
Same way it went. You know why?
Why?
He's never had someone do to him what he's done to people. Because what I was doing to him, making him jump, making him do, whenever he did this, that's all fugazi. That's all you made me faint. Do you know what
fugazi is?
I've used it a few times.
Yeah.
What does it mean?
Do you know what it means? No. It's an interesting term. It was there was a limousine company in New York, and they started writing bad checks. And so those checks became fugazi checks. It's fake. So when
Is that Italian?
Yeah. It was a limousine company called Fugazi Limousines.
And so it's not a real word.
No, well it is.
It
became an expression.
Word? Oh, I see.
It just became an expression. Fugazi.
Yeah.
So this company started writing bad checks. So anytime that something's fake, it's Fugazi.
Oh.
Yeah.
Learn something new every day, like FOMO.
Yeah.
No, but like, so whenever I'd like feint him or make him jump or make him react, you know, like, I got you, he'd like,
right.
Trapping hands, kung fu, 52 blocks.
Right.
Like, but it was no.
Well, he went through his career fighting really good fighters, great fighters, but never an elite kickboxer.
Yeah.
Never an elite world-class kickboxer, like a world championship caliber fighter like yourself.
Not a kickboxer, but definitely some, like you said, good fighters. But all the guys that he beat of that era, they couldn't last in this era. It's a different time now. The game has changed. The game keeps evolving. And it like, how do I say it? It's no disrespect, but it's just, it's if you had me in my prime right now, well, I'm not even in my prime, kind of in it.
How old are you now? 27? Do you 30?
I know, I try.
You look good.
Thank you, sir. Likewise. But it's just pretty much the game of inches, a game of fake, a game of, gotcha.
Right.
And I do that better than him.
Yeah.
I feel that. And, dude, this is the guy I've loved and I've, fucking gagged and jizz about him the whole fucking career. Like, he's the fucking, I use wrong words. Pause. Play. Fast forward. But like,
I know what you're saying.
Literally, like, I've fanboyed over the guy his whole career, and I've studied him. I knew what he was going to do before he do it. Like, when he tripped me, I was getting up, and in my head, I was like, okay, here come that flying knee. And then, whoop, I did, like, literally, I pressed eject. I was like, get the fuck out of Dodge straight away. Like, honestly, I was like, I'm not. And then he just huffed the case. Like, at one point, even I hit him in the tummy. Oh, no, I hit him in the tummy. And he touched me in the tummy. And I was like, he goes, let me try. I was like, no. People didn't catch that. Or even when at one point as well, when he put his hands down and not like we were playing that game and just went, whoop, whoop. I went, stop doing that. I threw my hands up. I was like, stop doing that. There's no one on this fucking planet, if you put your hands down and chin up, that I'll tell you stop doing that. But no, hands down, chin up, keep doing that. But for whatever reason, I said stop doing that. And I don't know why I said that. That's a question I have to answer like after I retire and see. Because people are like, oh, did you hold back on Anderson? I'm like, fuck no. I rocked him in the first round. And if I had deadened him, I was trying to win. But yeah. I still have love for the guy and I respect the guy. He might not feel the same, but he's a guy that
does. I think he does.
And he told me he let me know what to do. He told me, like I said, don't lose focus. And that's why even right now, like I said, FOMO, I'm like, all this shit is cool. This victory tour, parading this shit around. It's nice, but I want to work.
Yeah. That's the attitude that makes champions.
100%, man.
Was it weird being across the cage from him, knowing him like
only one moment. There was one moment. And it was in the third round, and he went he's like, come on, puts his back against the fence. It's what he did to Bisping. And he front kicked him in the face. He's like, come on, it's okay. And then like kind of sat there. And at one point I was just stood there, I was like, I'm gonna wait too. And it was maybe like 7 seconds, but just a split second in there that I was just like, holy shit, I'm fighting Anderson Silva. Nah. And I was like, fuck off, nah, this is my time. And I beckoned, I was like, nah, he's right here. Then he came to the center of the cage. And then we kept it going, but
look at right there.
Yeah, this right here is gonna live forever.
God damn that picture!
This is
look
forever.
at that picture.
After I'm done fighting with what I'm gonna do in this game.
Oh my God!
It's for moments like this. Fuck the belt. It's iconic moments that like Ali over Sonny Liston.
Pictures I got that at home, framed, signed by Muhammad Ali.
Wow.
Yeah.
See shit like that. I'll sign this for someone sometime, and then literally it's gonna be framed. Honestly, it's so beautiful, man. And this is Rock Lee. Even something like this. There's some synchronicities that happen. So this is from this anime. The first fight I watched in this, can you Google this? Pull it up, Jamie. What is it? Rock Lee versus Gaara, Gaara. This is episode 46 of Naruto. And it was the first fight I ever watched that got me into the series. And
what is this anime series, Naruto? I've only seen it online.
It takes too long. It's a 720 episode fucking,
720 episodes?
Yeah. So so this bit right here, he takes the weights off. He takes the weight off, or you can watch the highlights, and then literally there's some heavy ass weights, but he fucks up Gaara. But I did the stance Rock Lee normally does. I did the stance that he normally does in the weigh-ins, and Anderson stood there like Gaara, but he probably doesn't even know what that is. But he just stood there like this, and shit like that. it's a taijutsu fight. It's just like when life imitates art without even trying. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And I edited it. I got some guys, shout out to Cutcraft and Blackprint FX. They edited it for me to make it look the same as this. But literally, yeah, shit like this jazzes me up, man. I'm geeking out right now. Fucking nerd. Shout out to John Jones.
Sorry. Did he call you nerd?
Yeah, I know. Oh, my feelings.
Nerd is not negative, man.
Of course. I'll take it. I'm a fucking nerd. I got nunchuck skills, bow hunting skills, all that.
There's nothing wrong with being a nerd, man. I mean, nerds run the world.
Fuck yeah. Look at Elon.
Yeah, nerds run the fucking world.
I keep telling kids, man, like, don't peak in high school, man, especially the nerds. I told them, I've spoken to some schools now, and I just tell them, like, look, and New Zealand's got the highest youth suicide rate in the world. And it's because a lot of these kids, like, literally, they think this is going to be forever, like, whatever they're feeling, the depression, being bullied, being fucked with. And it's different now because of all this shit.
Yeah.
Like, internet, depression, whatnot.
Social media.
People attacking you. And I just tell them, like, look, it's going to be fine. This isn't forever. At the end of the day, they will peak now. Like, when I go back to where I grew up in Rotorua, when I see some of the kids that used to fuck with me, I'm like, I was scared of you.
Right.
Like, literally, even when I close my eyes now, because I had a late growth spurt, I can see them, I visualize them, and I still see them as bigger than me. But when I go back, they're like short and dumpy and got like 5 different kids to 3 different baby mamas and working at the same job for the last 12 years. And I'm just like, man, you were in the first 15 rugby team. You were the man. I thought you was the man. But no, I'm the man. But I never feel any kind of way of it. I don't feel, only 2 of them ever apologized, but I don't feel like, because I'm petty. I got chips and dips on my shoulder. I'm that guy. But I don't feel the type of way where I have to like shit on them, because I understand kids are cruel. Kids are dumb. And I see it this day and age. I see it. Like,
they don't even know what they're doing while they're doing it.
They just fucking angry little chimps with hormones, and they don't know what's happening. I know. I would have told myself, don't think with your penis. That's the best advice I'll give young men, because no one tells them that.
No one.
Yeah. So
jerk off first, then think
100%.
about it. That's what I tell them.
What's this No Nut November bullshit?
Oh, that's
man?
Nonsense.
What?
That's a good way to make.
I lost on the first day.
Mistakes.
3 times. Fuck all that, man. I'm busting, man.
Exactly. All that tantric shit.
You gotta let it go.
They try to keep it inside their body. That's nonsense.
Because then it's A's jizz. Like, if you haven't jizzed after a while, when you jizz, look at it.
Yeah, it's like whiskey.
Yeah.
Like dried aged.
Not gonna drink this.
I know. I feel bad about drinking it now.
It's all right.
Dude, what is that No Nut November? Get out of here. That's a good way to stay confused.
Yeah. You're going to make a lot of bad choices that month.
Yes. Yeah. How many times have guys made bad choices? I was trying to explain this to a woman. She was saying that men are assholes and they pretend to be someone just so that they can fuck a girl. And then after they fuck a girl, then you see who they really are. I go, listen, they don't even know who the fuck they are. I go, when a guy's telling you that they're in love with you, they mean that in that moment. And then they come and then they're like, oh, what? What did I do? I got to get out of here.
Yeah.
Like, it's not that they're being deceptive to you, they're being deceived as well.
Yeah.
I had a whole bit about it, that when you have a boner, that you are like in the back seat of a very long bus, and there's another dude driving the bus. You're like, where the fuck is he going? Like,
reckless.
You're watching your life take place through a windshield 50 feet away from you. That's what it's like for men.
Don't do it, man.
Yeah, if you you jerk off first and you go out with a girl, if you really enjoy her company, that's nut November.
Yeah. Wait, who won this thing, by the way? The Sober October.
We didn't have a championship this year. All we did
just for friends.
Yeah, we just had a thing where you had to do 10 classes and read 500 pages of any books.
Okay.
We just decided because
that's cool. See, that's something you can get behind.
Yeah, last year was too crazy. We're doing cardio 7 hours a day.
What's that? Between Tommy and old Machine.
Yeah.
Yeah, because he was doing some crazy shit to try and lose the weight.
Yeah, they were all trying to lose weight. And Bert, I told him if he gets down to 205, he could have the Sober October belt that's over there. But
what's he right now?
He's about
300.
He ain't losing that weight. All you have to do is lose the weight. You get the belt. I told him, I go, he goes, like, we're now about 235. I go, dude, there's guys who fight in the 205-pound division that weigh 235 on Tuesday, and they fight on Saturday, and they weigh in on Friday at 205. I go, you can do it. You can do it. But, discipline.
Bert gonna Bert.
Bert's gonna Bert. Yeah, it's a discipline issue.
So I think he's coming to New Zealand as well. He's already
is he? The Birdie Boy tour, his new tour. Yeah,
the Machine tour or something.
I need to get a gig out there.
Yeah, definitely. Hey, my man Tony Angelov said if you want to come through, he can suss it out.
Okay.
Yeah, like he's looking forward to it, but he said like get in contact with him. I was like, I don't know. Well, I'm
what
plugging it up now.
Do a gig and then take a few days and go hunting.
Bro, you'd love it, man. Yeah. Even if you take your kids and just like there's a lodge out there.
Oh yeah.
It's really expensive, but I'm sure for you they'll cut you out.
Okay.
Yeah, easy as. It's a nice spot, and they'll take you to one of these ranches where, you know, you can get you can either like my advice, go with Eugene. I won't even come. Like, go with Eugene. He knows like some shit, and he knows the skills as well. Or you can go to these ranches where they have it for you, where you can get one of those, like a big red.
Yeah.
Like my first time I shot one dead was a big red, and I remember like we're downwind, we tracked it, took ages, and you're surprised how the guy who owns the land, old man, but he was fucking kicking our ass, man. Like me and Eugene were fit, but he's just like a mountain goat, just trekking.
They get
like,
used to hiking.
It's nothing
they
to
do
them.
it every day. Yeah.
And then I get there, and then we like. Takes about maybe 10 minutes because they're all there in the herd feasting, and then we like flanked it properly. We're not, was it downwind? We're upwind away from it. That's the one. You don't want them to smell it.
You want to be downwind, so downwind. The wind is coming to you.
Yeah, so they can't smell us.
Yeah.
And then I remember like hit it, boom, right there.
You hit it with a rifle?
Yeah, rifle. Yeah, I don't know how to use a bow yet.
Yeah.
But then, Cameron said, Cameron said he wanted to hook me up.
Yeah.
He said, but wait, in time.
Anytime.
You know, I want to fight first. I want to get this done.
That.
Oh, man. But then she dropped right there and dead. And then I went up there, and me and my boy Rod as well, my tattooist, he shows me how to like section it up. And then there's a slinky in there. Like we call that the baby. So you take that out.
Slinky?
Yeah, it's like the baby, the infant that's in there.
Oh, you've shot a female.
Yeah, female. Yeah, so she dropped there, right?
Like literally. Slinky?
Yeah, right there. I think they call it a slinky because of the way it moves. I'm assuming so.
Oh, Jesus.
Yeah, so you dispose of that because the pig is gonna eat it. It's gonna go back to the earth, all that kind of stuff. And that was the first day, and that was my big red. And the next day, we're on the fucking, what do you call it, the ATV, and then out of nowhere we see two fallows, the smaller ones, and they're up on the ridge. And then my coach Doug Vine, he's a K1 champion as well from Vegas, right now. And then I shot it. And I didn't hit this one as clean. So then, like, we have to trek all the way up, torn, like, you know, all this kind of shit. You know, what do you call them? Sting a needle.
Yeah,
fucking annoying. And then get up to it and you see it trying to, like, the vegan's going to hate me for this. But then I was like, oh, shit, okay. And then.
You had to finish it off.
Yeah, I have to, you know, do the right thing. So I get the rifle, right? And I'm there. I'm looking at it. And then I'm looking through the scope. And then Doug's like, this is after about 30 seconds. You all right? I was like, yeah, hold up. Just have to. I was like, you're not scared, are you? I'm like, nah. But then I realized the shit's fucking 2 feet in front of me. I'm using the scope.
Oh, you couldn't see it? Oh, yeah. Yeah.
And that was it. She was done.
You couldn't find it in the scope.
And then,
Scopes are weird. If you get too close, you're all fucked up.
It was just like a brain fart moment because I was just used to using the scope. So I'm like, why the fuck are you using the scope when the thing's right there in front of you? So I just hit it. Boom, point blank. Dead.
I had to do the same thing with the first deer I shot.
Stop suffering.
Yeah.
But then one thing I really enjoyed was afterwards when you have to section it right there. And this is the thing, man. If you can't, my personal philosophy is if you can't hunt, if you can't kill what you eat, don't eat meat. Don't touch it because you don't understand where it comes from. And eventually one day, kind of like what you have now, you have your own operation. I want to have my own operation. I want to have my own like land, my own property where I can just like bang, bang, bang.
Yeah.
Freezer, stock it up.
Right.
Pigs.
Organic
stab.
meat.
Yeah. And it's different, man. It's a lot different, especially when you have to section it yourself. The fallow I sectioned myself. The big one I gave to my butcher friend to make like garlic sausages and salami, all that kind of stuff. It was beautiful. And then, Rod taught me how to section you you use your hands wet. You put it through the skin and it acts like a knife. And it's
separate the soft tissue.
It's actually a good technique. Yeah. And it was fun, but it's been about 2 years now since I've been back in the bush because, I've been busy.
The nutrition, though, is so much stronger. It's so good for athletes, for someone like yourself. My God, that fallow deer and stag, that nutrition is as good as it gets. Yeah. Wild animals.
And I think it was before the Brunson fight because, long story, but like after my debut, I'll go back to this, but like pretty much the Brunson fight, before it was when I realized how you eat affects how you think and how you feel, your mental health.
Oh, sure.
Because before the fight, before I started cutting weight, I was eating like shit. Like literally just because, I cut weight easy. So I'm just eating everything, whatnot. And then throughout that camp, I was getting, like, I hurt myself as well. Remember, I mentioned I had the post-fight press conference, and then I had to take a whole week off training. This is like 5 weeks out, and I had to make the call, like, fuck, we're going to pull from this fight, so we don't leave it too late so they can find a replacement, or take a whole week off, come back Monday, and then see how we feel. And then doing that, I ate right, I ate proper, you know. I was a little bit, like, depressed and shit like that because of the way I was eating already, but that week transitioned everything, just because of the way I was eating and the way I looked after my body. And then when I got back to camp, boom. And I realized through that camp, and also reading Charlemagne's book as well, the Shook ones.
Oh, yeah.
It kind of helped me, or listening to it.
Yeah, I listened to it too.
I suck at reading.
Yeah. Well, that's a good one to listen to too, because it's read by him.
Yeah.
And he's
funny.
Interesting orator.
Yeah. And the way he reads it, he's funny. Because I listen to Brilliant Idiots as well.
Yeah.
So
he's honest.
Yeah.
He's on. I mean, like, for a guy like him to talk about being fucked up with anxiety, it's like people are like, "What? You?
Yeah.
You're the guy who talks all crazy shit."
Nah, people don't understand, man. Like, even my boy Chance, he's with me right now. You know, like, for me, I like to, because I'm on this journey now. I like to take those that came up with me. I bring them on this journey. Like, when I went to Dubai, I brought my brother with me so I can inspire him. I went to Nigeria. I brought AB with me, you know, because he's Nigerian. I told him after this trip, like, be careful, because you're gonna, holiday blues. You know, like when you come back from a holiday, you feel like, oh, and everyone, all these Instagram hosts post, take me back, with their bikini shots and whatnot. I told him, when you get back home, you're going to feel it. And I know, because I've experienced it as well. After my UFC debut, I literally, my after party was 3 hours of just, hi, nice to meet you. Hi. At one point, I literally went to go hide somewhere, and some guy found me. He's like, bro, you all right? What are you doing? I'm like, I'm good. I'm just chilling. I'm just taking 5 minutes alone. It's like, oh, yeah. It's like, nah, yeah, I understand, And just sat next to me. I'm just like, fuck. You didn't get
alone
it.
Means you not
exactly.
being here, motherfucker.
And then after I got home, like, got a bonus, got a nice check from the UFC, and then got depressed. And I'm just like, what the fuck? Yeah, like, I'm home alone with my own thoughts, and I was like, what the fuck? Well, I didn't get that. I didn't understand this. So even just because of everything that was happening, I started seeing a therapist straight away, just because I felt like no one teaches you how to be famous. There's no fucking book about this. And I've seen a lot of people, athletes, movies, singers, rappers, rise and fall. And I'm not going to be one of those people.
Good for you.
John Jones. But, but then I went to a therapist from February to October, just to kind of like learn some tools to help me with this. And then so after my first fight, it happened. My second fight, it happened. My third fight, Brad Tavares fight, main event, fucking all the stimulus. It's like coffee. You drink coffee, and then you get all the stimulus, you're hyped, and then you come off it, and crash.
Yeah.
I equate it to the same thing. And then those tools that I got from my therapist really helped me just kind of like navigate back. So New York was the first fight I got back to my house, and I was just like, right, boom, I know how to attack this. I know what's going to happen. And I was anticipating, because beforehand, I didn't anticipate the hype that was going to happen, the wave after the fight. Like, after this fight, I already know what's happened. Like, I knew it was going to be like more than everything I've done in the UFC already. So I braced for it, and I prepared myself, and I had the right people and the right tools to help me ease back into my regular routine. So I went back home, and it was just easy.
What was the feeling of depression? Because obviously you had this spectacular result. You won.
Yeah.
And then, but what was it? What was the feeling? Like, what was bothering you?
If I think about it, my debut, when I got back home, sit down, it was just like, I don't know. And trust me, I love fucking the perks. Fuck fame. I don't like being famous, but I love the perks. A lot of perks. But like, when you get back home and that's why I like hanging out with my dogs and my cat, because they don't say anything. I can just be. I can just exist with them. I don't have to entertain them. I don't have to talk.
Right.
Contrary to popular belief, I'm not always extroverted. I'm a cuss baby. I'm a crab lion. Cancer Leo.
A crab lion? Oh.
Cancer and Leo, yeah. But like, I can go, both ways, hard, soft, like a semi-chop. But,
Semi-chop.
But like, yeah, so when I'm home by myself, I'm just very reserved. I like to be with my own thoughts. I like to be in my own space. Kind of like what Jorge had to do in Panama or wherever he was.
Yeah.
And the feeling was just not, it's almost, I've heard of imposter syndrome. I'm not sure if I'm saying it, if I'm using it right, but I don't know. I don't want to say that's what I had, but like, you almost feel like you don't
belong.
Yeah, like I don't belong. Or I don't deserve this.
I think everybody has that.
Yeah. So I had to go through that for my first fight, my second fight, my third fight, and like I said, it wasn't until the Brunson fight I just decided, fuck it, own it. Because in New York, there's this clip on YouTube of this guy. He's walking around Times Square, normal, just chilling. No one pays attention to him, and then he goes to he goes, comes back at nighttime, and then he's hired like security, camera crew. He dresses the part, and he's walking around Times Square. He's just a regular dude, like a YouTube content creator. And then everyone's done to like, who's this? Who's this guy? Oh, can I take a photo? Yeah, cool. Take a photo. Yeah, cool. And then like the camera guy goes up to random people and goes like, so how do you know? His name's Brian. How do you know Brian? How do you? And they're like, I saw him in Spider-Man. You know, yeah, I think it was pretty good. You know, and then like so the guy will go to another guy. You know, so what do you think about his last album? And be like, I mean, I didn't hear the whole thing, but I heard a single on the radio, and people just lying through their teeth. Lying through their teeth about who the fuck this guy is when they don't even know who he was.
Right.
I experienced that at Deja Vu, fucking crazy, in Times Square in New York, Madison Square Garden. I experienced that in Times Square, like literally shooting for my brand Engage, shooting some shots for them. So there's embedded crew around me, my crew around me, and I'm not even trying. And at one point, I kind of just, because I'm always noticing everything around me, and I see people like, some people recognize who I was, and then I saw people like, and I can hear them like, who is he? And the same person will come, hey man, big fan. Yo, can I grab a pic? I'm just like, all right, take a pic. And the next person like, and you say, hi, can I get a picture? And just take a picture. And they don't know who the fuck I am.
They just know somebody likes you.
Exactly. They just, he's famous. Yeah. Boom. And they just want to get that shine. So shit like that kind of humbles you and lets you know. You can get caught up in all that shit, man. I talk about hype a lot, and I'm like, fuck it. Just own it. New York was when I decided, like, I'm not going to feel like I don't belong. Just own it. This is my life now.
Well, I think what you're doing is you're taking the mentality of a high-level striker and you're applying it to fame because you don't want to get caught in traps. You want to see all the pitfalls. Like if your chin's up, you drop your hand. If you have a tendency that someone can exploit, you got to go, oh, make sure I mix this up, show them different moves. You don't want to get caught in traps.
Yeah,
right?
I don't want to get caught. Never.
Yeah, but that is also what happens with fame. Okay. You get caught in your own traps. You set your own traps.
Yeah, I know I make my own mistakes. I won't crash into a pregnant lady, but I'll make my own mistakes. Sorry, I'm taking all the shots. Come get it.
Well, when you and him started going after it, you and John Jones started going after it on Instagram, I was like, oh no.
Let it be known, he started it.
Yes.
He started it.
Why did he start it?
I don't know.
What do you think it was?
I think I'm the freshman. I'm the guy that he wishes he was. And he's a fan. Trust me. He's a fan. He's my biggest fan. And I think he sees himself, you know, like, man, I could have been that cool, you know, if I didn't fuck all this up. And he sees me like the new freshman, getting all the shine, getting all the hype.
But he's still the champ.
He is.
And he's still undefeated,
but no one really cares about undefeated. His fights. He is. Oh, fuck that. He's Matt Hamill shit was bullshit.
Nonsense.
And the Matt Hamill talking shit at him,
He was just trying. He was just trying to chalk it. He was just trying. Yeah. You know, I mean, Matt Hamill's probably broke.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? I mean, he hasn't fought in forever. Yeah. You know, well, I get it.
Yeah.
He just wanted another.
He's undefeated. He's a guy. Like, I think when I first watched him fight, because I was a fan. It was UFC 94, Penn versus GSP 2, and he fought Stephan Bonner, and just hit him with some stuff.
Hit him with that spinning elbow.
Hit him with that double overhook, lateral drop.
Oh,
and I'm just like, who the fuck's this guy?
Yeah.
You know, and you know the comparisons were always going to be there, like with him and this is Silva with wrestling. And then when I came on the scene, this is Jones with better striking. I'm like. And I said it from the get-go, I will outgrow those comparisons. I was like, they're going to forget about this. So now they're not comparing us. They're saying, ooh, let's watch them fight.
Yeah.
I like the fight. I said, this is July. After I think it was the MMA awards, I was in my hotel room. And allegedly, I might have been stoned. But allegedly, I was fucking stoned. And I was looking across and I could see Raider Stadium being built. And I was like, for whatever reason, just decided that's where it's going to happen. It's such a fucking crazy fight. The way it's going to happen, it's just, boom. Let him go to heavyweight. I'll drag him back down. And I said, like, 2021 is the time because I don't want to disrespect the game. I'm not going to hold up the division. The division's been held up long enough by Robert fucking being sick and being injured and, you know, Romero not making weight and all this shit. I'm like, let me do what Silva did, which was honor the fucking code and actually be a champion and defend the belt. So I'm going to do that. I've done it once against Robert Whittaker, double interim champ. So I'm going to do it again. There's killers out there. I even saw Cannonier in the weekend. And he's a fucking beautiful dude, man. Such a nice guy.
He's a very nice guy.
What's up, brother? How you doing?
He's a killer.
You know? Exactly. He's the dark horse. He's the dark horse.
He is.
Everyone thinks Romero is. Everyone thinks Costa is the one. Nah. He is the guy I'm stalking him. I've been watching him, man.
He's another guy that's made a shift over the last year and a half or so. Jared's made a shift where he's just become more and more serious, more and more dangerous, and you watch him. When he took out Anderson Silva and he fucked his leg up, you're like, Jesus. Like, He's on a mission.
Yeah.
He's on a mission.
I see him, man. I'm not slipping. They'll never catch me slipping unless I slip him and I rip him.
He's got fantastic genetics too. I mean, that guy's a tank.
See, I saw when he was fighting this guy at heavyweight, and he walked him down. Yeah, he walked him down with his hands down.
Yeah, heavyweight.
Yeah, he's
now
a guy
he's
who won't stop
185
doing
and
that.
shredded.
Yeah,
it's crazy.
He looks good, man. My
Those
man
guys
snapped
that
back.
go all
snatched.
the way from heavyweight to 185. That's fucking phenomenal.
I think Roy Nelson should have done it, to be honest.
What do you think about that kid Edmund Shabazian?
I saw his fight. I didn't know who he was till I think it was Tim.
I'm saying his last name right? Yeah.
Till what's his name? Tim told me like, oh shit. Then I rewatched the fight and I saw. Did I see it live? I can't remember.
Dude, he's 21 years old.
And he hit Brad Tavares with the head kick, and that kind of got my attention. Like, oh shit, who's this kid?
He starched him with that right hand.
And that's what I mean. Like, he's at 185. He's 21.
Yeah.
He's on the come up.
Yeah.
He just beat. I played with Brad for 5 rounds. He starched him in 1 round. I'm not taking that lightly.
Yeah.
I look at that kid. Eventually, when he comes up, I'm sure I'll see him at some point. But that's what I mean. I need to get back to work. Don't get me wrong.
I understand.
I'm working.
Yeah,
I'm working. But like, I want to, the FOMO. I feel
Well,
I feel cunty as well if I don't train.
That is the thing of pressure. That is the thing of pressure of being a champion. I'll never forget when BJ Penn choked out Matt Hughes to win the title at 170, and I was interviewing Matt in the octagon. He was real honest about it. He goes, "I'm going to be honest with you. This is a relief." He goes, the pressure of all these guys coming after me for so long. He goes, I'm glad it's off my shoulders.
They're not used to it, and that's why I said that about Robert. I said it on record. Like I said, he's not used to this. Pressure is an acquired taste. It's an acquired taste, and not everyone likes it. It's like caviar or egusi or some,
escargot.
Like exactly. People don't understand it. And for me, before the UFC, there's a hype. I jump in the UFC, do my work, hype all the way through.
Yeah.
And I said, I've been chopping this pressure for breakfast, lunch, and dinner. It's easy to me. The guy's been away the whole time I've been running through the fucking division. The time I've been staking my claim as a fucking champ. And he's not used to this pressure. And your comeback fight, you want to come up in the biggest show against me? I wouldn't even, if I was a coach, 16 months is too long to put a guy against me. And I said, he's not going to be used to it. And he said, I don't care. This Israel fella is not as good as he thinks he is. I was like, all right, watch this.
Well, the thing about the UFC is you don't get tune-up fights.
Nah.
They don't exist.
That's why I said I'm gonna come here ready, because I know they're gonna put me in the deep end. They're gonna put me against the guy. So that's why me and Eugene had the plan. Like, we got to be ready for everyone.
Yeah.
To be honest, I'm glad it happened the way it happened. I'm glad I didn't rush. And people were like, "Oh, well, you're not the youngest champ in UFC's history." I'm like, I didn't want to be.
That doesn't mean
because I'm glad all this shit happened to me, not when I was 23 or 24, because I would have fucked up, done way worse shit, But I'm happy that I matured. I had my metamorphosis when I was 28, and that's when a shift happened for me. That's when I became. China helped a lot as well, like being away from my comfort zone, being in the mainland, and. Excuse me.
Hey.
My man. Opa. Like, China helped me get ready for all this, because being a big black man in the mainland, they don't really see people like us all the time. Fighting in my first stadium show in China in front of 40,000 people, being mobbed in China, all that stuff, I just used it as reps. I was like, okay, this is all preparing me for this. This is all preparing me for the big time. So when this time comes, I got to be ready and I got to roll out.
Do you have a very wise way of looking at the future? And I think that's what led you to getting therapy when you started feeling a little weird after your first fight. I mean, that's a very intelligent to seek help, to try to figure out, okay, there's got to be a good way to handle this, and I need tools.
Yeah, and there's a stigma around it as well. Even when I mentioned it, I think I put it after, I put my on my Instagram story after my win against Robert Whittaker. I went to a therapist that Monday. The session was supposed to last maybe an hour and a half. We finished in 30 minutes because I saw her 2 weeks beforehand, the week of the fight, and then I saw her after the fight, and literally was like, cool, I think we got what we needed. All right, I'll see you if I need you again. But then people were like, oh, so brave, you come out and, for people with mental illness, and oh my God, hashtag. And I'm like, I'm not, is it not everyone is mentally ill, but everyone has to look after their mental health. Because if you don't, then you will get sick, just like your physical health. If you don't look after, if I start eating shit, drinking all day, I'll get physically sick. So if you don't look after your mental health, then you're going to get mentally ill.
100%.
Then they're going to put you in a straitjacket.
Yes.
Then all that, you don't want that. So for me, I just have to look after myself. I don't want to end up like 2007 Britney, you know.
Oh, shaved your
head. Yeah, all crazy with the umbrella.
You look good with your head shaved, though. I think she looked all right.
I would have smashed.
But that's also, I would have as well. But that's a thing where you're dealing with a young person. And when you said about that you're not the youngest ever champ, I don't think it's good. I don't think it's good to have that kind of unqualified success at not unqualified, meaning you don't deserve it, but unprecedented.
At a young age like that.
Mike Tyson. Like Mike Tyson, he'll talk openly about it, man.
Yep.
I mean, now have you hung out with Mike?
No, I was supposed to this week, but he's busy, so another time.
Well,
I look forward to it,
dude. Let's do the hot box together. I would be happy.
For real?
Yes,
yeah,
I'm in. I'm in.
Yeah.
Dude, he's a nice guy, man, and he's so philosophical about his past.
Yeah,
and the way he's very.
This is garbage.
Yeah.
Garbage.
Yeah.
You know?
I don't even like to think about who I was back then. He doesn't like to even think about who he was. He doesn't like to work out.
Yeah.
Because he doesn't want to bring that ego back.
But then you see him with Francis Ngannou when he's ripping.
I'm like,
he still got
it. Listen, man.
Yeah.
But apparently he's going to train Francis.
Yeah, he said.
Yeah, that would be interesting.
Apparently Gypsy King's going to do MMA. I'd love to see it, man. If he can actually
once he gets that first leg kick, he's gonna be like, "What the fuck have I done?"
You better get it before you get in the cage. I'll say that.
Did you ever see Shannon the Cannon Briggs talk about when he fought when he fought in K1?
I listened to that.
Oh my god, he's like that first leg. I was like, champ. Oh no, this? Champ.
Yeah. Didn't he spar?
I don't think he did. I don't think he did.
I'm gonna just take this and knock him out.
He fought Tom Erickson, big cat. It was a big motherfucker, a natural 290-pound dude.
Natural.
Oh, he's gigantic. Erickson was huge.
That's a leg. We have a guy at our gym, Carlos Alberg, beautiful, built motherfucker. He kicks because he's Samoan as well. I think, full Samoan. He kicks, and man, you don't want to hold pads for him. If you have to hold VO2 Max kickboxing for him, he can break arms, man. And
I'm sure
he used to be a boxer. He only just learned how to kick, and now I've been watching him. He's turning his hip over. He's also a former King of the Ring champ as well. Current King of the Ring champ. But literally
bones.
Bone and muscle. Bones. Bone, muscle, and you don't want that.
I was at Beverly Hills Jiu-Jitsu way back in the day in the 90s, and I watched Pedro Hizzo kick the bag.
Yeah.
And he just
there it is.
Pedro Hizzo was kicking the bag. Pedro Hizzo's legs are both of my legs glued together. They're so big. His bones.
I've seen him, man, even now. Still thick.
But he was, in my opinion, the best heavyweight in the history of MMA, the best heavyweight leg kicker.
Yeah, wow.
He would throw leg kicks, and
my one is
everybody would collapse.
Hardunk.
Oh yeah, man. Hardunk
what I used to like was his hip.
He
just swing that hip.
Oh yeah.
It's a different style, Dutch style.
Yes.
But I do mind. There's many types of leg kicks. People don't know. Mm-hmm. There's many types of jabs. There's levels to this. And he had this one where he'd swivel his hip, he'd almost just like a Barbie, take his leg and just bop.
Yeah,
literally just
almost like a low Brazilian kick.
Yes,
almost like a Feitosa kick. Yeah, but low. Feitosa did the question mark kick better than anybody.
Who's that? Remind me.
Glabe Feitosa fought in K1.
Okay.
Go to Robin Black's Twitter page from today. He posted a Glabe Feitosa KO. Glabe, I mean, everybody knew the question mark kick, right? You go up the middle and then you go around this way to a head kick. But Glabe would go up and down in this crazy way, his hips swiveled. He had the dexterity of that down in just this crazy way that very few, because you would have your hands up in a good position. He would come over your hands and drop down on your face at an angle.
I've done that before in sparring, just this is years ago. I did it. I wouldn't say to who.
Did you see it on Robin's page? He retweeted it earlier today. He retweeted his own shit, which is hilarious whenever you do that.
It's like when people at you in your own comment, I'm like, it's my page. Why you got to at me? I don't know. It doesn't mean anything, but just fucking pet peeves.
I'm 100% giving up on reading my ads. I don't read a goddamn thing that comes my way. You just spitting into the wind if you come at me.
Once in a while, if fight week is when I have time. The best one was New York. I get there early, and this guy was already bugging me because you see in the notifications when you scroll up, I'm like, this guy again. So I was like, all right, I got time today. Boom. I went at him, man. And I remember
was that, some fan?
Some fan. And he was just like, was saying, hey, Israel. And I went in his DMs, and I started going back and forth with him, and I screen recorded the interaction. And then eventually after the fight, I think maybe about 2 weeks after, I roasted him, posted him. He changed his Instagram name. And shit got reported. I was like, wrong person to fuck with. Dana, sometimes if I got time today, I got time today. Like John Jones, same thing. One day I just went at him because he was just going back and forth on Twitter no back. He was going fourth, and I just kind of ignored him. I was living my life. And then like sometime 2 weeks ago, I was just like, you know what? Hold my beer.
Well, he's not coming after you unless you're a threat.
Yeah, exactly. There we go.
No, see, watch the video. Play the video.
Feitosa.
There it goes.
Ooh.
No, watch this left kick, man. Dude.
Oh.
And then he does the
I've seen that before. I've seen that before in the K1 Ultimate Knockout highlights.
But watch the motion of the kick when Robin breaks it down. Sweat this. Look at this. Watch this, the final part. Watch this shit. Right here. Watch this. Wow. Come on, son. Come on. Who the fuck does that? Gillespie is the master of the question mark kick, to the point where they call it the Brazilian kick, man. I mean, but he almost did it different than a question mark kick, because essentially he was making it look like he was throwing a body roundhouse kick. He wasn't like, the real question mark kick is like a front kick that you turn into a round kick. But Gillespie was throwing it like he was throwing it to the body, and then last second, look at this shit. Boom. Right here. This is my favorite part. I mean, this is like a whip.
What's his background? Kyokushin?
Yeah, Kyokushin. Look at this. Come on, man.
Went over the guard.
Dude.
He went over the guard and just like...
Better than anybody at it. Better than anybody. And then, that fucking... At the end.
Finish off.
Gillespie he had a weird way of moving his hips that you go, man, I don't know how many people can fucking move their hips like that.
Shakira.
Yeah, you gotta. The hips don't lie.
Never.
Yeah, sometimes someone just develops a way of doing a kick that's like different than everybody else.
Yeah. Even now, like, Eugene likes to make fun of me. He's like, you're getting old. I'm like, why? He's like, it takes me about a week for my hips to warm up before the kicks start to like happen the way they normally should. I'm like, fuck. So he goes back and forth with me on that. But I've been doing yoga for a while. I kind of slacked off a little bit this camp, but off season, I'm going to get back into it just because I'm 30 now. I don't really feel old though. That's the thing. Like, you're supposed to magically suddenly sneeze and blow your back out and all this shit.
That's when you're 40.
Yeah, okay. Is that
when
the one?
When you're 40, shit starts breaking.
Only thing I've noticed is just the hangovers take a whole day now. That's all. That's the only thing. Because like,
when I was liquid IV.
Yeah, Vegas. But I had to ask first because you saw that you can't. No.
Liquid IV is a drink. It's formulated.
They pour
water. It's called liquid IV. They just pour it into water.
Okay,
it rehydrates you much quicker.
Is it like a brand?
Yeah, it's a sponsor of the podcast. I'll get you some of it.
Hook us up.
What is it like? It hydrates you 2 to 3 times faster than water alone.
Yeah, it's like drinking 3 bottles of water with minerals and stuff.
Yeah,
please and thank you.
Yeah, it's very smart scientific concoction.
I will take that.
Yeah, that'll help you.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, man. There's a lot of little tricks that you can do to get rid of the hangovers. Glutathione's another one. Glutathione is
I've heard the name before.
Yeah, I don't know what the exact term, what kind of molecule it is specifically, but it's
glutamine.
What is glutathione exactly? Glutathione. But what it does is it helps your body break down alcohol at an accelerated rate. Yeah, and a lot of times people take it while they're drinking, or they'll take liposomal. Yes,
just drink some more.
Yeah,
because a hangover is
that is too.
Alcohol.
Yeah.
But I don't drink that crazy though. I'm not like an alcoholic or nothing.
Well, Dr. Carl Hart explained that to me.
Yeah,
he said that what a hangover actually is your body's withdrawals from alcohol. Yeah. That's why people say, what's that expression? Something, the dog that bit you. What is that?
Bite the hair of the dog.
Yes, bite the hair of the dog that bit you. Yes, like so when you're hungover, you have an extra, like a Bloody Mary. That's what Bloody Marys are for.
It's bite the hair of the dog that bit you.
The hair of the dog, not bite the hair of the dog that bit you, but the hair of the dog that bit you. So you don't want the whole dog. You just want a little bit, get you over that hangover, and that's what Bloody Marys. Let it evil out. Yeah, nice. Bloody Marys are like just a little drink in the morning.
Yeah,
just a little bit with tomato juice and the celery to pretend that you're fucking healthy. You eat celery.
Mimosas at brunch.
I don't know how dudes live in Vegas and train in Vegas.
Yeah, fuck all that. Last time I was there, holy shit. So I was there in July for 8 days. The first 3 days, I did my testing at the PI. I was training, no drinking, nothing like that. And then the MMA awards happened. The next 5 nights, fuck me. I just wanted to leave, man. But you can't help it because you're in there, and then it's just like, oh yeah, cool.
You want to come to this club? Yeah, we got VIP.
Yeah, we'll hook you up. All right. That's where Jorge said he saw me at the club shirtless. It wasn't inside. It was outside. There was no women around me. It was literally just people in the next booth. Boy, it just looks that way. And he kind of added a little flavor, of what I said, but I didn't say. All I said was like, I know, Yoel's your boy, but I want to see him because he's a bad motherfucker. And I said, I want to fight all the bad motherfuckers of this era. Yeah. And he's one of them. So, and I said he respected that. So respect to that. But I didn't say nothing about, legacy and like if I don't fight him. I want to fight him. I've called him out. And even he put that other video like, why are you hiding? I'm like, I'm not hiding. I want to fucking fight you.
I want that fight.
I love you, man.
I feel like that's the fight right now. I mean, I don't see anybody other. I mean, a rematch with Whitaker is hard to sell right now. You starched him.
Yes.
He's got to come back and do something. That is the fight. The Whitaker,
I think so.
I think Yoel Romero's the fight because Paulo Costa's got an injury. He just had his bicep repaired. Allegedly.
I don't know.
You don't believe it? He faked a surgery?
Sips tea. No, but I just don't believe anything after Icarus, man. Like after seeing everyone, like I don't believe no one.
That documentary fucked my head up.
I saw that painting, man, out there with the Diaz brothers. Everybody on steroids.
Everybody's on steroids.
Everybody's on steroids.
Shout out to Dos Brock.
Yeah, Dos. I met him.
Yeah, he's a cool
fucking
dude.
Crazy dude, man.
I like how he takes all his pictures with a little bandana over his face.
I did one as well. I put the bandana on and I took it too. I was just like, I see you, ninja shit. But I don't know. Like he can heal up or whatever, but give me Romero. I said it. I've said it. I'll say it again. I'm not ducking no one. I ain't fucking ducking nobody. Give me the fight.
Yeah, I don't understand the idea that he's lost all those fights so you can't have
you
a fight
talk to
for
Dana.
the title.
You talk to Uncle Dana.
Please, Dana, listen to me. You can make that fight. Everybody wants to see it.
100%.
100% of the hardcore fans want to see it. All you have to do is show a Yoel Romero heart. I will do a countdown for that. I don't do those anymore. I will do it for that fight. Yeah. I swear to God, I'll do it.
I look forward to the challenge, man. That's the thing.
I want that fight. I want to see it.
Yeah,
I want to see it because I
gotta find his neck.
He's a unique
those traps.
Ooh.
I want to find his neck.
It's a solid pull. What's it goes his name? Right into his brain.
Misha Serkinov. I'm telling you, my Peruvian necktie is tight now.
Oh.
I thought I knew what it was. I thought I had it before because I used to get it like maybe 30% of the time.
Yeah.
My man showed me some shit, and he also showed me because you see the Gastelum fight.
Do you know where that came from? Peruvian necktie?
No,
Tony D'Souza.
Oh yeah,
yeah. D'Souza invented it. I think he invented it because if he didn't invent it, he fucking nailed it.
Yeah.
And so it became the Peruvian necktie.
I want to rename it.
Beast.
If I catch
D'Souza is
like
one of the lost beasts.
Yeah.
Like I used to love watching that guy fight. Fucking Peruvian motherfucker with a big thick beard, fought like a savage.
True.
Tough as shit. Tough as shit. Tony D'Souza. People forgot about it. They sleep on. There's so many great fighters from the old days that get slept on, but Tony D'Souza is the one.
Yeah.
Sort of like, like the Von Flue choke is Jason Von Flue, but I think you got to rename that the OSP.
I want to rename the Peruvian once I do what OSP's been doing because even like I've got one as well.
I think he invented the Peruvian necktie. I think D'Souza invented it.
Yeah, he's credited as the modified guillotine choke.
Yeah,
the Peruvian necktie.
Yeah, I think he invented it. What it is for people who don't know what we're talking about. It's kind of like a sideways guillotine where you throw the leg over the head and the back. It's nasty.
It looks cool, man.
Oh, it hurts like hell.
I was doing it like this with this grip, and then homeboy Misha showed me how to get deep. And then hold it from here. Get
Marcelo
to the side.
Garcia style.
Yeah. That Marcellitine.
Yeah.
And just throw the legs over it. And it's so fucking nasty.
There's Tony.
Man.
Tony D'Souza, old school. Yeah, he figured it out, man. He figured out. And it's all about that leg over the head, man. Once you got that leg over the head,
I can leg press heavy weight, some heavy weight. So when you put that on the back of someone's head and you go, straight away, it's a nice one.
A bunch of people have got it. CB Dollaway's got it before. A few other guys have got it.
Yeah, I saw CB Dollaway's one, Doberman. I saw that one. But there's like in the Gastelum fight in the last like 20 seconds, I had a front headlock on him, and I thought about going for a Doss choke, but I knew Eugene might yell at me, so I didn't.
Why would he yell at you? Didn't want you to grapple with him at all?
No. Just because I had the guillotine, I had the triangle, but it was slippery, and also I was already winning the striking. I don't want to end up like Frank Mir when he fought Nogueira.
Well, that was an interesting thing. When you did go to your back, you were throwing up triangles. I was like, this motherfucker's dangerous off his back. This isn't a defensive guard. But I was like, he's attacking. But I kind of knew. I mean, even though I hadn't seen it, I know who you are. Like, you're not going to be a guy who doesn't have anything off your back. Like, you're not going to have a hole like that. You're going to figure that out.
And I'm still learning, man. I'm still a white belt. It took me 5 years to get my blue belt. Andre Galval gave me my blue belt, surprisingly. Yeah. But I was like, I'm still a white belt.
Did you train with Galval in San Diego?
No, I haven't trained there, but he's come over and we are affiliated with a school.
Oh, I see.
And they have a program. They don't just give it out, but like they have to like vet them, and they have a really good relationship with my coach Adam Johnson, my jiu-jitsu coach and analyst, and also Eugene Behrman. So when he saw me rolling and stuff like that, I think he was like, oh,
that's great.
Yeah, blue belt. So yeah, then I bought. fuck. Yeah, I was just surprised like to even get my blue belt that day, but I didn't mind. I was like, fuck it.
That's a nice
white belt
person
for life.
to get it from, too.
Yeah,
man.
100%.
Get it from Galval. That's beautiful.
Yeah, and I was even looking forward to train with Gordon Ryan and then when I was in New York, but fucking this thing won't let me.
Yeah,
like,
protect your knees, man.
Yeah,
you don't want a fucked up knee.
No, I don't want to roll with him. Fuck all that. Nah, not rolling with him. Just like swap skills. Fuck rolling with him. Maybe later on, but like, like I just wanted to swap skills because you know they know some shit about grappling that we don't know.
Well, Danaher is a legitimate genius.
Kiwi guy as well, and he knows some shit.
You talk to that guy, you look in his eyes, there's a darkness in that guy's soul.
I saw him on the podcast when he's talking to you.
Yes. He's intense, man.
He's like Professor X.
I was just going to say that. He's like the real live Professor X. Dude, he's spooky smart, too. Yeah. Spooky smart.
So I was going to swap some skills with Gordon Ryan and what's his name? Gary Tonin. And whoever else. Yeah. But like,
Eddie Cummins branched off. He's got his own gym now, but he's another master.
Yeah.
You know, those guys are it's really interesting what happened out of that whole gym. That gym really, that was the epicenter of the revolution. They sort of started this whole leg lock revolution in jiu-jitsu.
What did Dean Lister say?
Why would you ignore 50% of the human body?
Boom.
And then Danaher was like,
that's the switch.
Why would you?
That's the seed.
That was it. That was the seed. I mean, it really was, because Dean Lister was tapping people with leg locks and heel hooks back when you would get booed. You know, I remember I saw Dean Lister compete in Abu Dhabi in Sao Paulo, Brazil in 2003. You know, and there was
you were there?
Yeah. It was scary because Eddie Bravo fought Royler Gracie.
Oh, that's right. You said, yeah.
So I flew over with Eddie. And
isn't that crazy?
Dude, I've never been so happy in all my life.
Yeah. Even the last fight he had with who was it? Which Gracie was it? The last fight.
Eddie, he fought Hoyler again.
Hoyler, yeah, that's right. Yeah, he had him in that the split
Hoyler
thing.
Wouldn't tap. He had him in what's called the what is it called?
I don't know all the 10 planet names. There's so much, but yeah, he had his legs like this, and I could see his groin like about to tear.
Well, his knee was fucking. I forget. It's some nuclear word. I forget the word they use for it.
Vaporizer.
Vaporizer. That is it. That's it.
I knew it was in there somewhere.
Dude, he was ripping Hoyler's knee apart. And as a person who's had 3 knee surgeries, I was watching it. It was going, I was like, please just tap. Just tap. It ain't worth it. He wasn't going to tap.
Man. It's the pride.
But he wouldn't tap it with anything. Remember when he fought Sakuraba? Sakuraba had him in a deep Kimura, way behind his back, all up like this, where it looked like his joints were ripping apart. He wouldn't tap, and they stopped the fight.
Yeah.
They stopped the fight.
They have to.
Well, they didn't have to. Let him get his shit ripped up, you know?
It'd be like some Shinya
Remember
Aoki
when Mir did that to Nogueira?
Oh, bro.
Snapped his arm.
You
Same
can see
shit.
it like, it's just like, boom.
Pop. Yeah.
There's that moment where it's just like, fuck it, it's going to go.
Looking at his arm like this. I mean, Minotaur's looking at his arm like this, like, oh.
Is it on?
Yeah. I mean, his arm's never the same again.
Nah.
I mean, that's when you get that upper arm snapped, like, god damn, that's a bad
That guy's
bone.
a guy. He fights like a zombie. He's the original zombie.
Here it is.
He don't go.
This is Eddie is tearing his fucking knee apart. I mean, if you've never experienced what this feels like, I've only experienced it a couple times. It's a terrible feeling, man. It's a terrible feeling. It's hard to explain what's going on here, but
oh wow,
yeah, his knee,
you can see that,
is sideways and being mangled by Eddie's,
fuck all that.
And he's just, and Eddie said it kept popping, and Hoyler's just dealing with the pain, like right there.
That's deep.
Oh my god,
deep.
His knee is tearing apart.
That's mental fortitude, man.
Yeah. Oh man, that whole family's savages. I mean, there's never been a family that's revolutionized martial arts the way the Gracie family did, and Hoyler was the most successful of all the Gracies. When it came to competition, he was a multiple-time world champion. Of course he is. Look at his fucking knee, man. Eddie Bravo's mangling his knee, and he won't tap. And Eddie's telling him, just tap, man. He's like, it's fine. It's normal. He's like, dude, your leg just popped 5 times. He's like, it's normal. Fuck. Like, he's tapping it again. Eddie's got him wrapped up.
That's nasty.
And this is some shit Eddie invented. This is what's crazy about all of this. I mean, Hoyler, to his credit, just would rather get his knee torn apart than lose.
When's the last time the Indian came out?
Eddie? Probably a couple hours ago.
Man, you gotta have him back on, man. He's funny.
Love him. I love that
especially
guy.
on the Fight Companions.
We were just talking on the phone the other day, and I was driving to this area where the cell phone was about to cut out, and he was telling me some crazy conspiracy.
Oh, no.
And I was like, bro, I love you. I gotta go. My phone's about to cut out. I love you too, man. I'm sorry. I chewed your ear off.
I love to be in one day.
He's so crazy.
Yeah.
Oh my God. He loves conspiracies. He loves conspiracies. Like, it's like his family, number 1, jiu-jitsu, number 2, conspiracies.
What's the new one?
Maybe his friends, number 3, and then conspiracies. Oh, everybody.
Look into it.
Everybody's into that.
See, I don't know too deep about it, but even fucking a chimp could tell you. He didn't kill himself.
My dog, Marshall, could tell you.
He knows some shit.
Fucking look, man. That guy, Bill Clinton, flew with that guy 26 confirmed times. 26. It might be 28, but 26 confirmed times. I read that. I'm like, bro, I didn't even flew with my mother 26 times.
Nah.
How's this guy fly with Bill Clinton flew with a pedophile 26 times over the period of like
some
just
island,
a couple
right?
of years. Fuck Island, they called it.
Fuck Island.
That's what
the real
everybody
name.
else called it.
Oh, really?
How to defend against suicide.
I'm loving these memes, man.
Yeah, they snapped that guy's fucking neck, man.
Yeah.
Is that Eddie?
Oh, of course. Another one.
Oh, they snapped that guy's fucking
Shit.
neck. They said his neck was fractured. They said
How can you do that from hanging yourself?
You can't.
How do you hang yourself in jail?
Dude,
They'll come out eventually.
Dude, even Michael Shermer, who's like a professional skeptic, he's the editor of Skeptics magazine.
Okay.
He said it's probably a conspiracy. Even him.
Yeah.
He said, what? The cameras were down? The cameras weren't
Just
working.
happened
What?
to shut off at
come
that
on.
time.
Get the fuck out of
They
here.
know
They
some
killed
shit,
that
man.
dude. They killed that dude. No one's talking about it. No, everybody's like,
On the news. What?
I mean, there's that leak where that ABC reporter was saying that ABC squashed the story 3 years ago. That was just
I saw
got released. A hot
Hillary
mic.
was on Trevor Noah, and he kind of asked her.
Yeah, he joked around with her.
Yeah, but she laughed about it.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, I thought it was one of those what do you call the thing? The deep fakes? But it was real.
No. Well, here's what's crazy. She knew that guy.
Yeah.
She knew that guy, and that guy was most likely murdered in jail. And she was laughing about it.
Yeah.
Like, because Trevor Noah said, "How did you kill Jeffrey Epstein?"
Yeah, but they were
and
cool.
She's like, "Ha ha ha ha
Yeah.
ha." But that's like, imagine if you knew someone, like, and your husband was flying around with that guy, and this is like someone you know, you got to know pretty well. Like, you've hung out with him at cocktail parties, like, you know, like maybe you've known him for years, and then that guy gets murdered, and then somebody asks you, "How'd you murder him?" and you start laughing. Like, you gotta
That's
be
weird.
You gotta be a cruel,
Yeah.
heartless person to think that's funny. That's
It's
weird.
a joke about it.
That's
Yeah.
weird.
She did the same thing with the Gaddafi stuff.
That was even
Which is like her
that was
same response.
different though because that wasn't a joke.
And
She,
that-
No, I know, but,
she said, "We came, we saw, he died."
Yeah.
Ha ha ha.
But that was someone that wasn't her friend.
Right, that's
supposedly.
someone who wasn't her friend. Right, this was someone who she knew, and you know, Trevor. And listen, the way the Daily Show works, for sure, they told
They
her.
told her beforehand. Yeah, I was like, they
100%.
couldn't have sprung that on her.
No way.
No way.
You don't spring shit on Hillary goddamn Clinton when
They
she's
would've
on
had
a
all the
Comedy Central
questions
show. Yeah.
Play that, so she would be ready for that. And
Yes.
then like, oh, ha, 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 ha.
And she's got to know you respect her.
Yeah.
She's got to, I mean, there's no way she's coming on that show unless she knows everything's going to be okay. So when they brought that up and she started laughing, she knew that shit was coming. I
Yeah.
guarantee you. They're not free balling on that show. She's
It'll
not
come out
taking
later
any
on.
chances.
I'm sure it'll come out later on. Some people know too much, man.
Yeah.
Way too much.
It probably will be one of those decades later things we find out, you know, that some guy on his deathbed says he killed Epstein because Clinton paid him off, or, you know, who the fuck knows? Who knows who that guy?
Life's weird.
Who knows what that guy knew? I mean, that guy was a professional blackmailer. You know, I don't know who he worked for. I have no
Probably
idea.
there's more. Like, fuck Island might just be the
Yes.
tip of the iceberg.
Fuck yes.
There's probably a whole shitload of things we have no idea about.
Fuck yes.
Yeah. I'm surprised all that kind of stuff gets into politics as well, with like sex trafficking and whatnot. It's like,
Right.
really?
Well, I think
We're billionaires.
You can get a guy like that. Like, here's a lot of these guys. This is my thoughts. A lot of these guys are freaks, and then they're in the public eye, so they have to maintain them. Proper position. We know Bill Clinton during the 90s in particular, there's no internet.
He
was fucking like he's just fucking up a storm. He was a wild man.
Yeah.
And you know, and there's a few alleged rapes. You know, a few
alleged.
yes, alleged
Oh, that's my new
sexual
favorite word.
assaults. Allegedly. I mean, I don't know. I wasn't there, but there's women that are accusing him of sexual assault and rape. So you got the Monica Lewinsky things. You know he's a freak. He's
Yeah.
getting his dick sucked by 20-year-olds in the White House. I did not have sexual relations with that woman. He
So
was-
you would.
and then when they bust him, he's like, "Well, as to what I thought sexual relations were." Like, oh, okay,
yeah.
okay. But you got to think. There's a lot of those dudes out there.
Yeah.
That's why they get into politics in the first place. They're
Yeah.
all in their 60s, so they got into politics in the fucking 80s and the 70s.
Yeah.
They got into politics because they wanted to fuck.
Yeah.
They wanted to be the king. They wanted to be
Big
the guy
dog.
with all the power. They wanted to be the alpha. And so then all of a sudden the rules change because of the internet. So then they got to figure out, oh, Jesus, I can't do anything anymore. What the fuck?
That's
what
why they're all dying out.
do? So what they do is they find a guy who's going to take them to an island where there's no rules. Hey, man, Jeffrey Epstein's got this place. He brings in these girls from Czechoslovakia, and they suck your dick until your head explodes. Let's do it. Woo!
That's
Next thing
party.
you know, you're on the boat headed to the island with Clinton. You know?
What a life.
He had an island.
Yeah.
Where'd he get that island? No one knows.
I don't even know how you buy an island.
You don't. The fucking intelligence agencies give you money. They give you an island. They set it up.
Yeah.
Someone from some agency, whether it's Mossad or CIA or whoever the fuck it was, they had a concerted effort, most likely, to try to bring these creepers, bring them over there, tempt them with pussy.
Them.
And he knew how to do it.
I think they probably do it as well as like having shit over them.
Yes.
So that way they can have like...
They can get them to do things for them.
Exactly.
Decisions, bills that need to be passed. You know, fucking drones that need to be
shit
launched.
Like, example, the marijuana reform. I'm like, look, we all agree now, like, you know, everyone smokes. Everybody, you know, like, not everyone, but like everyone's doing it. So they're going to legalize it. Can't they just have like a group chat or something and be like, okay, all opposed, say nay. All for it, say aye. Why does it have to take so long?
Well, the concern
like
is pharmaceutical companies have a massive concern about loss of income. That's a big one.
100%. Even in New Zealand right now, it's taking so long to get pushed, and I think they're at the tail end of it. They can't hold back anymore. It's gonna fucking burst. It's gonna burst.
That's what it is. It's gonna burst. They can't hold it.
Those people have to set up their own businesses and whatnot, so that way when it comes through, boom, they're first in line to cash in.
The most egregious example of that is what happened in his home state of Ohio. Ohio. Tell them a story about what they did.
Well, go on.
Well, I've actually been, since we brought that up the last couple of days, I've been reading that was like some misinformation, and that's not exactly how it even is.
What?
So I don't know.
Oh,
I'm not there again. Like, I'm not there, so I don't know the exact.
But the bill was making it so that only a few companies.
I think that's the one that didn't pass a few years ago, and the one that passed has got different stuff.
Oh, no, I know that.
Okay.
But the one that was proposed,
correct.
The most egregious example, they proposed a bill to legalize marijuana, but no one could grow it. Only a couple companies could grow it, and they would make all the profits.
Why?
Exactly.
So no one can grow it.
Well, it's just a horseshit. And by the way, this is forever. Like they were like, for life, bitch.
Really?
For life. Yeah, their idea was that they were going to monopolize the state of Ohio.
That's all bullshit.
And everybody was like, "Fuck you," you know. Which is, we'll wait. I
like when
bitch.
I went to Muscle Farm. I was at this was in Denver, where what you call it? Muscle Farm. What's the name of the team? Like Dillashaw
Team Elevate.
Elevate. Yeah. Like right next door is this big hangar, and I'm not a scientist, but the smell in the air.
Were they growing skunks?
Bro, literally, I was just like, they growing weed. 100%. Like 100%. Literally, you could smell it. I was like, yeah. And it's now minty, man.
Yeah.
I love the smell.
Oh, it's a beautiful smell.
Yeah.
Warren Buffett's
and the weird thing
company.
as well is like, as a kid, because of what I was told and what I was perpetrated, whenever I'd smell either beer, because I didn't used to drink till I found bourbon. I don't like beer. Long story. But then I didn't drink or did anything. I was a goody boy. You know, I still am a good boy. But once I smell weed or beer or anything, it reminded me of homeless people. Like, oh, you're dirty. Because of what I was taught as a kid. But then as an adult now, I'm like, where the party at?
Yeah. Want to relax. Think different.
Chill, bro.
Yeah.
Relax.
Well, weed is a great one, man, because it makes people more like more comfortable with each other. It makes people friendlier. It's sort of.
I only smoke around certain people. Like I don't. That's just for me personally. Because if I don't feel comfortable, like if you can get into a situation, I'm just like, why is that guy on his phone? Because sometimes you see people like, this is the worst one, man. Now these days, people are just like this, and then you see their phone just like
right, and you know they're filming you. Yeah.
I'm like, why are you texting this way? You ain't got to text this way.
That's so common.
It's weird, man. I'm sure you get it all the time. You get
all the time. I would love to do deep bong hits around Donald Trump.
Yeah.
I'm like, bro, you don't have to smoke. Just hang out in the room with me.
Let's see what's up.
Just
you could probably take him deep. Now, about these kids in cages.
But even just talking to him high as fuck would be weird. Like, bro, why don't you just quit? Come on, man. Just get out.
He's one of those guys. He likes the game. He likes the game.
I'm sure
he's
does.
my favorite comedian of this year, man. I follow him on Twitter just because of the shit he says. Like, it's fucking hilarious, man. You can't not respect it.
He says some funny shit, for sure. One of the funniest things he ever said was when he was thinking about buying Greenland. Yeah. And he put a picture of Trump Tower. And he goes, I promise not to do this. Trump Tower in the middle of Greenland. I was laughing my ass off.
That's funny.
Donald Trump has reportedly discussed making The Apprentice White House. Holy shit.
Ratings.
Could you imagine if he turns the White House into a set for a reality show?
That is a
Holy
set.
shit. Holy shit.
Oh, man.
Who's that dude?
Producer Mark Burnett.
Oh, that's Mark Burnett. He's buddies with him.
Yeah.
See, I knew him from The Apprentice. I watched the first 2 seasons when I was a kid. Yeah, you're fired.
Yeah.
I remember that. But
That's his move, man.
yeah, I've heard some other things after
Talking
that.
about it, I guess.
You said you were going to do that, but you didn't do it.
Well, they offered it to me when I was hosting Fear Factor the second time around, which was like 2011. But I talked with my family, but I didn't want to live in New York for 3 months and all that nastiness. I was like, I'm not interested. I'm not interested. You know, I didn't want to pull my kids out and have them go. I just didn't.
Were they born and raised here?
Yeah, it just didn't seem like a smart thing to do. It just seemed like something I'm going to be annoyed with.
Yeah.
I didn't want to be angry at anybody. I'm just not that guy. I can't
feel
do
that
those.
way now, man,
It's
'cause
months and months of your time.
For me, it's like I want to get fighting done. Like after my fight, I kind of like, because we're in Marvel Stadium, I kind of said something about Marvel, like, you know, I'll see you guys soon or whatever I said.
Yeah.
But after fighting, right now, like I said, they're coming for me. So I
Yeah.
got to make sure I don't want to end up like some others in this game where they get, you know, distracted.
Yeah.
And then look at, you know, Hollywood and the shot. So I get some offers coming to my table right now, and I'm just like, yeah, nah.
Those cautionary tales are they're so readily available for you to consume. Look at Ronda
Heaps.
Rousey.
Yeah.
Ronda Rousey's the best example. She's on
Yeah.
top of the fucking
Paved
world.
the
man.
way.
They all came coming, and she said yes to everything. She was doing everything, man. She was doing movies. She was doing interviews. She was writing books. She was doing, and you know, one thing you got to give it to Conor McGregor. I mean, Conor McGregor said no to all that shit when he was on top. He said no to all that shit.
I've learned from her, from him, from
Yeah.
John, from Silva,
Yeah.
from everyone. Like I've seen the highs and the lows of this game, man. And like I
Mm-hmm.
said, I'll make my own mistakes, but guess what? I'll bounce right back. I always will. But it's better to
You'll
learn
make
from the
less.
mistakes.
You'll make less the
mistakes
way
from-
you're approaching things.
Yeah.
You will.
I know me. Actually, Eugene, he sees me every day. Like that's why sometimes I'm like the same rhetoric. I'm your biggest fan, or you inspire me, or this, and I'm like, I appreciate that. If you can take inspiration from the story that you've seen through TV, through media, fuck yeah, you know, go hard. I'm
Right.
sure. Is it weird still seeing your face on people's stomachs?
It's very strange.
Yeah. Like there's a guy, I was him, Dylan. Shout out to Dylan. He's got my face on his thigh. I met him in a club in Auckland, and yeah, I flew him +1 to my last fight just because I was like, fuck.
Good for you.
Yeah, but I'm like, I gotta have to tattoo his face on my thigh now. I don't know.
That would be a
Even-
thing. Like if you get a Stylebender tattoo, you get a free ticket to
Don't
your
put it
title
out there.
defense.
Don't do it.
How many people? How many people you think would do that?
There's crazy motherfuckers who'll do it just for the low. Just
Yes.
like, I did it. And then, I'm
Right.
like, no.
And just for the free tickets
As
too.
Israel Adesanya, the last Stylebender Incorporated, I do not agree with the sentiments of Joe Rogan in the last speech.
We would have to
do it
prove,
at your own risk.
How about this? We'd have to prove that you got a tattoo of Stylebender before
I
this
blew
day.
up. Before I blew
this
up.
day.
Yeah.
So this is like you can't do it
There's
after
only
you
two.
hear us
There's
talk
only two.
about it.
There's only two. I can't remember the other guy's name.
That's what you know. You only know about two.
Actually, 3. There's one chick from somewhere in South America, the Brazilian girl.
shit, a
I
chick.
can't remember her name. She's got Stylebender on her arm. So
How's she look?
she's all right. I can't remember her name, but shout out to
That would be
Mamacita.
so. If you were fucking a girl who had your
Yeah.
name tattooed on her,
I
but
don't
that's
even understand.
dangerous moves.
Even
That's
Dylan-
dangerous move. That's Russian roulette right there, son.
Or even if a chick has like maybe your face on her back or something, and some guy's hitting her from the back, and it's just
Right.
like, what the
Whoa,
fuck is this?
that's rough.
It's a third eye looking at her.
Yeah.
Looking at this.
That's rough. A girl with your name on it, though.
Yeah.
If you met up with a fan who had your name tattooed or your face tattooed on her, whew, that's risky. That's Russian roulette with 4 bullets.
I make sure people are around for that one.
Yes,
you know,
everybody.
Allegedly, I don't want to
Watching.
catch no bill calls.
Yeah.
So I have my hands. When you take a picture, you just like
Yeah.
you do the Keanu Reeves.
Do the air float, the floating hand.
Yeah.
Catch no Bill Cosby.
I know they're coming, man. I know because I've already foreseen everything that's kind of happening, and I know this kind of shit's coming. So I just have to make sure, you know, like Addison says, stay focused. You know, dot
Yes.
my I's, cross my T's. Don't make sure they don't catch me slipping.
Well, you're looking at it the right way because you realize that right now you're at this. It's like a funnel, right? You're at the opening of the funnel where it's just gonna go
The options.
because you're newly crowned as the champion.
Yeah.
And as you defend the title and start murking motherfuckers and become bigger and bigger and bigger, and then the UFC puts you in more and more promos, your pay-per-view sell more and more, you become an international star, then it gets crazy.
Yeah.
Then you can't go anywhere and people are screaming when they see you walk into a restaurant.
Even
You
after
know?
my press conference in Melbourne before the fight, after the press conference, the one that the guy with the megaphone was fucking with me on, after that night,
What was he doing?
yeah, just I'm sure someone planted it, because even I asked Robert after, I was like, did you pay that guy? He's like, fuck no. I was like, you should have. because he had a megaphone. And the whole time, he just kept on interrupting me and I was going back and forth with him. But I liked it because guess what? If he wasn't there, it would have been a boring press conference because Robertson, he's not going to say shit. Right. He backtracked already. But after that press conference, I lit up in the alleyway, smoked up, and I walked around Melbourne with my AirPods in. And I just walked around the city. And at one point, I just sat at a tram stop because it didn't, so I can just sit there and people just going back and forth. And I could just sit there and look normal and just like soak it all in because I know eventually I won't be able to do shit like this. After my debut in Perth, did the same thing after breakfast the next day, just walked around, just enjoying the view, enjoying just being me because I'm not saying I'm going to blow up, but I know I'm going to blow up. So I know, blow up. Yeah.
You're going to blow up.
Like ISIS.
Yeah, you just got to understand what it is, and it's going to get confusing. And what you said earlier about fame is very, very smart, that you said no one really tells you how to prepare for that. And
what about you? How'd you deal with it when you were young?
I got a slow drip. I got fame at a slow drip. Yeah, I got a tolerance for it because I became, I was on television in 1994 and nobody knew who the fuck I was. Yeah. I was one of 8 people on a not so successful sitcom. It was a great sitcom, but it was not so successful. And then I had a couple little television gigs on stand-up comedy shows, but nothing big. And so I could like kind of sell a weekend at a club, but I had to do morning radio. I wasn't famous, but I was a little bit known. And then Fear Factor came along. That was a big jump. That was a big jump. Yeah, that was a big jump. That was a big jump because then I was on a giant hit television show that was iconic. It was on for 6 years, 148 episodes. It was that was Family Time. That was a big jump. But then there was the podcast, which came after all that, and the podcast was like a slow run. It was slow.
You were famous before the podcast.
Yeah, I was famous, but then the podcast changed everything.
So how'd you deal with it from the big jump from, just a comedian to Fear Factor guy? How did you I
just got used to it. And I'm also like you in the sense that I don't want to get caught up doing stupid shit. I don't want to think about things the wrong way. Yeah. You got to get it. What's going on? Your girl's in the window.
Who that?
5 more minutes? Is that what she's saying?
5 more.
Do you have something, a heart out? You gotta go somewhere?
They're working me. In New York, literally.
They're working you.
Yeah. Off the chain like a runaway
that's why I don't like publicists being around.
Yeah. I didn't know she was going to be here, but I don't mind.
They're walking over here. Get out of here.
Yeah, she's at 5 minutes. Fuck.
But fame is a trick that works on other people, but it shouldn't work on you. You got to know who you are.
100%.
That's the thing. If it works on you, you're fucked. Because it's like if you're a magician, you really think you pulled a rabbit out of the hat. Well, you're fucked now, man. You're living in a world of nonsense. Yeah.
That guy.
I think one thing that helps is martial arts. Jiu-jitsu helps. Like when you go get strangled all the time, that helps.
I fucking hate that word, man. Honestly, it's so overused. And I've said it before. I'm like, what's humble? Because I've asked, and especially in New Zealand, there's this culture of like, people even like they don't like me because it's he's not humble like a true Kiwi. He's not like the All Blacks, humble. And what they mean, and I've asked people this, what does humble mean? And someone said, you just don't brag. I'm like, ugh. They just mean downplaying your success.
Yes.
So if anyone like me rocks up and I'm owning it. I'm like, fuck
You're owning it. Yeah.
I'm the champ. I'm the man. I've been the champ.
You're him.
And then they say, no, he's not humble. But I tell you what, humble is when I have Dan Hooker on my fucking neck, hangman. Yeah. Humble is when I have Stephen Warby cracking me with an uppercut. Mm-hmm. Humble is when I have Carlos kicking me in the body and making my liver go, that's true humility. Yeah. But me trying to act or dull my shine just to make someone else feel comfortable, that's not humble. And I see that as a problem with that, like crabs in the bucket thing. When Kamaru was about to win the title, a reporter asked me does a part of you hope that Kamaru loses so you can be the first Nigerian middleweight champion? I was like,
what reporter said
I can't remember. But it's in the press conference. They asked me, and I was like, I don't think like that. That's
clickbait.
No, but that doesn't work. Yeah, he was hoping I'd say something like that. He was trying to. I see them. I've banned someone already. Like, I don't do any interviews with them. If they talk to me, I just next. How that episode of Black Mirror when you block someone? Mm-hmm. I've blocked him. Good. I won't report with that. Record who that is. But
they take a cheap shot and they don't understand. Like, that's you, man. Now you're that guy that takes those cheap shots. Yeah, and everybody's gonna remember that. Yeah. I mean, you think you're just trying to make some noise, make a little pop, but you're creating bad energy.
And also,
for no reason.
It's not, you're trying to get something for now. You're not thinking of longevity. Yeah. Because in the future, I'm not going to talk to you now.
What is it about Nigerians that why are Nigerians so clever? All these internet scams. Like when you hear about internet scams, it's Nigerians. Yeah. Right? Nigerians come to America. They're one of the most successful groups of immigrants in all the fucking countries, 100 plus whatever countries. Nigerians murder it when they come to America. There's something about, there's a work ethic, but there's also a cleverness to Nigerians. Like
I've said it before. I'm the runt of my people, brain-wise, body-wise. Because when I went back recently, honestly, man, you see people who are just bricklaying and they are jacked. They are ripped, some of them, and they don't maybe have the best nutrition, you know. But there's something about the genetics of our people. It's a warrior race, and I don't say that lightly. I'm just being honest. It's different, you know. And I think also the culture, because I was doing algebra in school when I was like 7, and then I remember when I first moved to New Zealand. Form 1. I had to do Form 1 in 3 different countries. So I started Form 1. I don't know what you guys have here.
Form 1? Is that like first grade?
I don't know how it is. But pretty much I was 10 years old and I moved to Ghana for a little bit and I had to repeat it again. Then I moved to New Zealand and I had to repeat it again because they said, no, he's too young. He can't be doing that. But thing is, I wasn't even the smartest. I was the bottom 3 in my class. So I wasn't the smartest of the bunch.
In Nigeria.
So when I came to New Zealand, Form 1, remember my first day in school, they had a test, like, you know, early workout or something, or one of the first weeks in school. And we had to do times table. And I knew the song in my head, so I just like finish, miss, and then all the kids like, whoa. And I'm just like, the fuck? And then like they all thought I was this fucking savant, this genius. And then like they started asking me questions like, you know, do you brush your teeth? I'm like, yes, I do. You know,
brush your teeth?
Do like back home, do you ride on lions? And I went home and I was like, Mom, these fucking kids are dumb. Like all these white kids are stupid. Like I didn't understand. I just thought like, you know, I do regular shit. But they didn't understand me. So yeah, my people are different, man, honestly. And I'm like, you've seen it. And I'm telling you, man, especially right now, what I want to do in Nigeria, I want to introduce them, like take the soccer ball out of their hands and just show them some gloves. We have some great boxers. We have this thing called Dambe, which is Nigerian wrestling, kind of like the Senegalese type wrestling with some beasts. But Dambe, you know, they wrap rope around their just one hand, and they just paw with the other hand, and they wrestle and they throw strikes. But also they have like some juju, some black magic, you know, all that kind of stuff. Like they sprinkle that in there. I got my own as well at 3 a.m., you know. That's how it went. But literally, I can't wait to like show them, like, because when I went back, I was trying to just chill, low-key, sneak into the country, but my dad said it can't happen. They're watching you. Everyone knows who you are. From the airport, all the area boys, Israel Adesanya, oh my God, can I take a photo? Police officers showing what's up, showing love. Crooked police officers, some of them. But they're showing what's up, showing love. And like, I didn't realize, like, they stay up till 4 a.m. to watch me and Kamaru fight.
Wow.
They're staying up. And I've always said, I wanted to be the guy, like what Pacquiao was to the Philippines.
Yeah.
You know, the way when he fights, the whole country shuts down, crime drops, everything.
Yeah.
I want it to, like, I feel like after this now, it's going to keep blowing up. And I'm going to go back next year. I hope they see the possibilities, because I'm telling you, man, the countries, it was Brazil at first in the early stages of MMA, then Japan, then America, then, you know, like it always goes back and forth. And then, you know, the Oceania people right now, we're doing some work. But I'm telling you, once, not just Nigerians, once the Africans, once they start stepping in, it's going to be like when 50 Cent dropped in the club and then killed the whole game for a while. Like, honestly, I'm telling you, like, they're going to run the game for a long time. And I'm happy to be a guy that's kind of like paving the way. It's crazy though.
What was it like going back there, being the champ, going back there?
It was beautiful. Like just seeing my people. It's different when you're in Vegas and, oh my God, dude, I'm your biggest fan. Oh my God, I can take a photo. But it's different when you see like a kid just in shock that you're even standing there. Like just in shock that you're in his presence. And for me, I don't see myself as a stylebender. I'm Israel Adesanya at the end of the day. But when they're looking at you and just like, you know, and this kid, I remember, like, it was on my Instagram, he was kicking the bag, and I just showed him, I tweaked him. I just told him just to pivot on the foot, stand on the toes, and turn the hip. Literally within a minute, he improved his kick like that. And I got it on my Instagram somewhere, but man, I was really impressed. And that was just a little snippet of the creativity of our people.
Look at that.
The way. Oh man, this is gonna make me cry.
That's beautiful.
This is my old primary school, man. Like going back here, I was looking at, I used to hide there for hide and seek, and everything seems so small, because when you're a kid, everything's so big. This is me at, I think, Lekki Beach. just chilling with the people, man. I was immersed in the culture.
Seeing all those kids with their uniforms on, grabbing at your belt, that's amazing.
Honestly, man, it was like, it reminded me of, goosebumps again. It reminded me of.
What is this gym here?
This is just the stadium. I went there to go watch, and then the trainer was like, "Shay, you are not training." I'm like, "What do you mean?" He's like, "You are training. Get up." I was like, okay. I had my fucking nice Jordans on, and I just had to like work. And I think he was trying to flex. He was trying to show me like, yo, I'm gonna work you.
Right.
And he put us to work, and that's me on holiday as well. This is Ogun State.
What is this video? Can people watch this?
Yeah, 100%. Go on my Instagram or go on EMG. What do you call it? EMG Access.
It says Israel, the last Stylebender Adesanya in Nigeria.
It's on the YouTube, EMG YouTube. Engage Media Group.
That's beautiful, man.
Yeah, but there's some more. We're doing a documentary right now and they've like Jeff's been following me around since 2015, and I want to say this is the end of the first documentary, but the beginning of the next one. I want to show what I can do in Nigeria, what I can do in Africa, because even Kamaru went to Makoko. Not almost died there. We were in there with some killers. You see how that place? Go back, Jamie. Go back. See how that place? Go back, forward. Is like a maze. Go forward. Yeah, see how that's like a maze?
Yeah.
The first day we went there, I went there just trying to like show love to the hood, say what's up, and all these area boys like, oh God, what thing they do here? Like, what are you doing here? And I'm like, I'm just looking around. He's like, you must settle us. Like, you got to settle them. You got to make sure they're all right. I was like, don't worry, we'll look after you guys. But then within the first 5 minutes, me and Abiola, my friend who came with me, he's like, we got to go. Because he's very smart. He's very rare as well. So we're like, all right. And I had a guy with an AK with me, a security guard. And the gangsters, they were kind of flexing. I was like, oh, fuck you guys then. So the next day, see, this is the asshole in me. I went there shirtless, all my chains on, fucking vest. And I got like more security with me, with more AKs. And we went deep. We didn't have to go deep to get that sky shot. And Jeff hates me for it because he fucking panicked the whole time. And I went deep, and there's all these killers, man. Like literally, I'm talking like you see scars on them, like marks, because that's the body counts and shit like that. And this one dude looked like Kimbo Slice, and he's like the head honcho, and he was arguing with this other guy because they were saying like, no, I'm giving them the tour. What they give us is my money, and I'll sell it to you. And he's like, no, I'm the big dog. You report to me. And they were kind of having an argument about it, and it was real heated. And if they wanted to fuck us up right there and say, fuck you guys, it's a fucking maze. They know that shit like the back of their hand.
Right.
I have no idea. You know, we're fucked.
And you're walking through it.
Exactly. And you're walking on planks, and the water, you saw the water. It's fucking dirty, like disgusting. You know, but that's like one of the slums in Nigeria. But then you see before the shot, that was Victoria Island. That's like the contrast of Nigeria, man. You have dirt poor, and you have well off, like Lamborghinis, like people living nicely.
Those are all the guys who
side.
Scam people.
Yeah, but they're smart as fuck.
Yes.
And that's the email shit is so old now.
What
that's
do they do now?
I don't know. I'm not your uncle. Don't check your emails.
Yeah.
I'm a Nigerian prince. Don't worry. You'll get your money. Just wait. It's just the fees. The fees gotta like the way the bank account's set up, all that kind of stuff. Yeah.
It's amazing that they figured it out to the point where that is synonymous with scams.
It's like you saw it in
Nigerian
cheaters.
Scams.
Yeah.
Yeah, you hear about...
And that's the thing, like we're scamming, but a lot of them, it's because of the opportunity. They're so smart, but the opportunity isn't there. So they can't go to school, they can't do that. So
Did you hear about the guy who sold a fucking airport that didn't exist to Japan?
Really?
Remember that one? A Nigerian dude sold a fucking airport wasn't a real airport.
We're winning.
Yeah, I mean...
Normally people do that with like buildings or Airbnbs, but that's a fucking airport.
An airport.
Okay.
Bro, he sold an airport.
Fuck, the Japanese are smart too, man. That's the thing.
Yeah, we talked about it like a couple of weeks ago.
Yeah.
It's bonkers.
Yeah.
Like they spent a fuckload of money. It was like in the 80s or something, the 90s.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
They got to make a movie about that.
Well, they should. Here it goes. $242 million.
Fuck off.
Sold a fake airport for $242 million.
How do you do that?
It's fucking Nigeria,
I don't even understand.
man.
No, but like I'm saying, this is not the best representative of our people, but this shows you how smart.
Well,
how fucking
listen,
smart
man,
they are,
if you're stuck and you got nowhere out and you live in that maze, that's the way out.
Exactly.
Like you got to do what you got to do.
Like when I was in Dubai, I don't know if I should say the story. I was on a fuck it, no one's listening. We're on a boat for someone's birthday party, and I'm seeing all these kids, like 17, 16, 18, with like iced out Rolexes. You know, I'm on a yacht partying for some guy's birthday, and they're just out there flexing, and I'm just like, what do you do? So, I invested in Bitcoin early, da 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 da. I was like, Now Yahoo boy. They call them Yahoo boys. Cause but I knew already, but thing is they're so smart. Yeah. They know how to work. They know how to like And they're all over the world. Like I said, we're like a virus. Nigerians are everywhere. Wherever you look in the world, we're everywhere. And we have our claim. But I can't wait till this documentary, man. Like, I really want to, like, show people over there, like, what we can do. I want to show, first of all, the story. Like, it's not going to be like, you know, McGregor's documentary was dope, but it was more catered to the MMA fans. And anyone can watch it, but I want this to be more like the soccer mom can watch it. You know, someone from the burbs, someone from Alaska can watch it and still relate. So I want to. There's different levels to this, but I'm looking forward to really putting that out.
Are you thinking about opening gyms over there?
In Nigeria, yes. Yeah. Eventually, I want to kit out some of the gyms, like the one I went to, the stadium, sports stadium I was at. I want to help them out with some stuff. That's later on when I go through.
Right.
And normally I do things like this. Like when I went there, I did some stuff, but I don't do it for like, it's real weird when you're on this platform and I see people trying to do shit for the likes.
Yes.
For me, I cringe because I can't do that. But when you have a platform like this and you can bring attention to certain causes and certain people, then I don't mind using my platform for shit like that. So I really want to bring some attention to my people because I feel like they deserve it, but also they can earn it. They can earn it. And I know they can, man. I can't wait to show I'm the first, man. Kamaru's the first. I'm the second. You see guys like Sadiq. First time I watched him fight live. Have you seen him fight live?
Yes.
Adelaide. I was watching him cage side, and he was hitting this guy with body shots. You could hear the pounding, and I was just like, wow. In his last fight, he showed some like, what do you call it? Some fortitude as well, because he got hit, he got cracked, and then he cracked the guy and dropped him. I'm telling you, man, there's a few more coming. I can't.
It would be fantastic if you open up a gym there and start being a proven ground.
A chain of gyms. I really want to open a chain of gyms. Even maybe it doesn't have to be UFC gyms, but you know they can get involved.
Yeah,
they can get a cut.
Oh well, UFC, I'm sure would be excited about doing that now. Yeah. You know, I mean,
they see what's happening.
Yeah, it'd be a great thing for them too. Just
and UFC. I don't know if it's going to be in Nigeria, but UFC Africa, either Nigeria, Morocco, or South Africa. But because even
they have good places to watch over there. Did they have it set
stadiums,
up?
100%.
Yeah,
but. Thing is the red tapes you got to cross. I'm sure they can get through those. I had that in the UFC had that in China as well.
Right.
At one of the shows, I can't remember which one. This is one of the early ones. They were threatening to cut the power after a certain time. So you know they had to settle some people to keep the lights on,
keep the shackles flying.
Yeah, exactly. And that's easy for them. You know the UFC, they got money.
Yeah.
I've seen the
they
Apex
got a couple
building.
bucks.
A little bit.
Yeah. Listen, man, you got to get the fuck out of here.
Why?
But thanks for coming in, my brother.
Going deep.
I know.
How dare they?
Well, we did 2.5 hours. It's
Fuck
groovy.
off. You're lying.
It's 2:30, man.
Fuck off.
Yeah. It flies in this room. This is a time zone.
It is like the Woody hyperbolic time chamber.
Yeah. Listen,
man.
brother, I'm happy with what's happened to you.
Thank you so
beautiful.
much for the love, man.
It's my pleasure.
Always,
and
my brother.
It's great to see that you're doing everything the right way, man. It's an honor. It's an honor to have you in here, and it's special for me to watch someone go through.
It's special to
navigate
be here.
It.
Honestly, you have no idea.
Right.
My old boss used to get mad at me because she'd be like, "Get that out of your ear," because I'd have like one headphone in, and I'd just be like, and then I'll do it on the side she can't see. So for me to have like you, Brian Redbin, you know, I think Young Jamie was out here back then as well. Was he? Way back in the day, but like literally, like it was just cool just to be here and do this shit. Like fuck, it's all manifestation.
It's crazy.
We're gonna keep going, man.
That's how the world works.
We in the Matrix.
You're showing everybody
Player
too,
one.
though. Exactly.
Oh man.
All right, that's
Respect,
it.
brother.
Respect to you.
Respect,
Much love.
Young Jamie.
Bye, everybody.
Bye.